What is up, my friends? We go again. It is FA Cup quarter-final time. The Reds travel to the Etihad to take on Manchester City, and the team news has just dropped. The 11 is, as you see it on screen, Georgi Mamardashvili in goal, Joe Gomez at right back, Milos Kerkez at left back. As expected, Ibrahim Konate, Virgil van Dijk are your centre-back pairing for today. In midfield, Ryan Gravenberch, Curtis Jones and Dominic Szoboszlai. And up front, it is Florian Wirtz on the left, Mohamed Salah on the right, and Mr. Hugo Ekitike through the middle. We'll get the bench and the rest of the information over to you ASAP. But good morning to you all. It feels like an eternity since we last played, so hopefully we can go into this final stretch of the season on a positive today. It's a big task, but you never know. It's the Cup. Anything is possible. So let us know your thoughts on the starting 11 in the comments. Welcome back to Mr. Crosby as well, who's returned today from his little break. A well-deserved break as well. And yeah, the Manchester City team news has just dropped into my lap, so going to go through that one for you now as well. For Manchester City, it's Trafford in goal. Then it's Matheus Nunes, Kusanov, Mark Gay and Nico O'Reilly. A midfield of Rodri, Bernardo Silva. Then it's Antoine Semenyo, Ryan Cherky, Jeremy Doku and Erling Haaland. That is the Manchester City 11. So, how are we feeling? Their bench, by the way, is Donnarumma, Reinders, Ake, Marmoush, Kovacic, Nico, Aitnuri, Savinho and Phil Foden. That is the Manchester City bench. Liverpool bench today is Woodman, McAllister, Chiesa, Gakpo, Robbo, Frimpong, Nioni, Morrison and Young Rio. That is the Reds bench. So, no Isak, as we can see. Not really surprised by that one, to be fair. It is a short turnaround for him since really gone back to first team training. So we said maybe they're just going to focus on trying to get some part out of him on on Wednesday over in Paris. But no Isak on the bench today. It doesn't really surprise me, to be honest, because he is only back training this week and it would be a big ask to jump straight back into the team. Right, so how are we feeling? Do let us know your thoughts ahead of this one. Score predictions and everything else, much welcomed. I'm still trying to figure out whether this is a bad luck top or a good luck top. So we'll hopefully know that by the end of today. Doku worries me on the wing. Well, Doku hasn't had the greatest of seasons, to be fair, but he did have a great game against us earlier on. Probably his best game in a Manchester City shirt. So let's wait and see. I really don't know what to expect today, lads. I'm going into it, and I swear, I got up this morning and I was getting out of bed, and I actually said out loud, here we go again. Just don't know what to expect, but here we go again. Once more into the breach, my friends. Once more. We're going to win. Love that, said Galaxy Days. I could do with a win, mate. I could do with some positivity. You know, you wake up today, you look at your phone, and you see it straight away. First article I see, Paul Gorst talking about backing the manager and how he's had a lot to deal with. And I just thought, oh, here we go. Can't even get out of bed. It's already started. Going to be playing against 12, said Derek, including the ref. I can't believe it's Oliver, mate. I just can't believe it. Well, I can believe it, but I can't believe it, if you get me as well, Derek. But look, it is what it is. We have to get our ducks in a row and do our best to try and get a result. No real complaints about the team. Happy enough with the team. I probably would have gone something similar. So no real complaints there for me, but again, we just wonder and wait what Liverpool is going to show up, and fingers crossed it's a good version. Can't get the words out yet. Good version of us. It says 3-2 Szoboszlai, Wirtz, Ekitike. 3-2 would be a belter of a game. Yeah, I don't know even what to expect with regards to performance levels of both teams with the early kickoff on the Saturday, but we'll wait and see. Daz said this season could be over within the next 2 weeks. Well, there's the league that's, of course, going to probably go right down to the wire, but certainly going to be an interesting next couple of weeks from the cup side of things, with the 2 games against Paris Saint-Germain coming up as well. TNT, yes, for me, I'm watching the game anyway on TNT Sports 1. If anyone's looking for that, it's TNT Sports 1 for me today. With the lineup, I have to say, Craig, it's serious. I mean, I would have expected us to go strong Nessie, to be honest. I don't think he can afford to do much rotating. We need to try and, you know, stand up and be counted. It's the real business end of the season now. There's no wiggle room left. The cups are getting to the knockout stages, which I'm excited about. Well, obviously, the latter of the knockout stages, Champions League knockout stages, proper after Galatasaray started. So, yeah. Thanks for reading my comment. I love your channel. My pleasure. Thank you for being here with us, my man. Try my best to get through as many as I can. At this morning, excuse me, this hour of the morning, I'm barely awake. It takes me another coffee at least to get into the day. So it's here, ready to go, and we'll be getting stuck into that in a few minutes. But yeah, one coffee deep so far. His comment about why, I don't know why you asked me, that annoyed me. I've no idea what that's about, Dave. Was this aimed at me somehow, or I don't know, mates? Let me scroll back up and see if I can figure this one out. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Dave. If it was about me, mate, I can't remember. So we move on. Do you think we play two up top, Salah and Ekitike? No. Based off what we're looking at in the team, it certainly screams a 4-3-3 to me. But, again, we'll wait and see. Oh, comment from Slot about summer recruitment. Sorry, David. Yeah, that annoyed me as well. Look, there's definitely a we're behind the manager vibe coming out from the club at the minute. But I guess we'll have to wait and see if they stand over those words with the next couple of weeks or if there's a reevaluation of things. But look, today we'll just see what's ahead of us and try and get the job done. Hour of the morning. I wake up at 4:30 and for work. That's I'm still up at that time, mate. So, you could say you get up at that time. I could say I'm still working at that time. So, I guess it's a matter of when you go to sleep, really, isn't it? I go to sleep at about 6:30, 7 o'clock usually. So, yeah. It was a weird one today, though. I was awake at 9:30. I looked at my phone. And I thought, all right, I'm not getting up to 11, so that's grand. And then I swear the next hour and a half just disappeared because I glanced at my phone again and it was 10:58. Did you ever get one of them mornings where you've had another little snooze, but you don't know it, you don't realise it? I looked at my phone, I thought it must be an hour left, and then no, time to get up. Paul said hopefully no extra time and penalties with Wednesday in mind. Or yeah, that's I guess it, isn't it? Paris Saint-Germain played last night. We're able to rotate their team quite a bit. They've no game now in between the two Champions League games against us, so certainly have an advantage in that front. So yeah, we don't want extra time today, but I'd rather go through with extra time than not have extra time, I guess. Ready for a docu masterclass every time he plays us. I don't know what to expect, to be honest with you, mate, but let's just wait and see and hope that there's a few masterclasses on our side as well. Somehow I have a good feeling about the match, we'll see. I hope you're right. I really do. I just don't know what to feel or think. So I'm kind of just waiting for it to happen at the minute. I don't really have a good feeling either way on this one. Hey Craig, how was your holiday in Spain? It was lovely, yeah. Thank you, nice and peaceful and quiet. Yeah, it was good. Can't complain. Certainly got lots of rest anyway, which is very welcomed. Is PSG Liverpool on Tuesday or Wednesday? It's on Wednesday, Peter. Wednesday. The reverse fixture then is on the following Tuesday. No Isak today. Mr. Gallagher, no, he's not on the bench either. He's not in the matchday squad. Let me just run through it again, just in case people haven't got the two teams and the benches. Let me just run through them for you. So we'll start off with Manchester City. In goal is James Trafford. Then it's Nunes, Kusanov, Gay and O'Reilly making up their defence. Rodri, Semenyo, Silva, Cherky, Doku and Haaland make up the 11 for Manchester City. For Liverpool, it's Georgie Mamardashvili. Then it's Joe Gomez at right back. Milos Kerkez at left back. Centre backs, Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahim Konate. A midfield of Curtis Jones, Ryan Gravenberch, then Dominic Soboslai, Mohamed Salah and Florian Wirtz with Hugo Ekitike. So looking at that, actually, it's probably a 4-2-3-1. But 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, much of a muchness really, but it's one or the other of those two. On the benches for Manchester City, it's Reinders, Ake, Marmoush, Kovacic, Nico, Aitnuri, Donnarumma, Savinho and Foden. For Liverpool, it's Maka, Chiesa, Gakpo, Robbo, Woodman, Frimpong, Neoni, Morrison and Engamoa. That is the Liverpool bench. Craig, I think it's going to be a good game today. I hope so, Derek. We've waited long enough. These international breaks feel never-ending, so fingers crossed for a good one today. Shane, how are you, sir? Said City 3-1 is my prediction. I'd prefer you both got knocked out, but unfortunately that can't happen. Yeah, it can't happen, Shane. You're right. I don't know what to predict, mate. I honestly have not got a clue what way this one goes today. I'm probably feeling a little bit more pessimistic than optimistic, but I would usually feel this away to City anyway. Even if we're in good form, it's a difficult place to go. Stephen Draper, how are you, Stephen? Said 2-1 up the Reds. Craig, give me a wave. I'm so tired, mate. I'm so tired. I'm still not around yet. I'm not awake. Hopefully by kick-off time I'll be fully alert. Splodge, how are you, my friend? Appreciate you and your support. Said, finally, some football again. Up the Reds. Yes, it is lovely to have footy back, and it's going to be a bumper few weeks for us now, between now and the end of May when the league and everything is wrapped up. So, fingers crossed we have some silverware to play for at the business end of the season. Good man, Craig. Thank you, Darren. Appreciate you, bro. Australia in the house. Michael Angelino. How are you, Michael? Welcome. Keelan said, hopefully City win, because going to Anfield for Palace and hope it's not weekday. Sorry, Craig. Hope you had a lovely holiday. You're going to Anfield for Palace. I don't think the two... Oh, I get what you mean. You don't want the fixture move. Sorry, I was trying to figure it out there for a second. I'm kind of like that with the Champions League, to be honest. I'm hopeful that somehow we get past PSG, so that moves the Chelsea game from a 12:30 to an 8 p.m, which would be a much more palatable kick-off time. LFC Goat said, hey Craig, good to see Jones been given minutes. Are you happy with the decision not to include Isak? Look, I totally understand the decision not to include Isak. You know, being realistic about it, he's only back training, a few days, so an extra couple of days there, maybe to prepare him for a few minutes off the bench against PSG. And again, the manager did say, and I think it was a fair point, it's very iffy. If you bring him on, let's say today at 80 minutes, and then it goes into extra time, you're then kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, because how much of extra time could he play? So I don't mind the decision not to rush Isak back in. The interesting one for me was Jeremy Frimpong. Him being on the bench maybe gives us an indication again that Wednesday is in the manager's mind there. Glewis said, Flo masterclass after his Germany performance. What a goal, by the way, in the first game for Germany. What a strike that was. I was watching that over and over and over on my phone on holidays. It was just incredible strike, wasn't it? Stuck 10 on a Dominic score anytime of 5-1. I'll tell you what, that's not a bad odd. 5-1 for any time. I mean, I've often betting up the score from outside the box and only got 6-7-1 max. So yeah, that's not too bad at all. Best of luck to you, Derek. I hope that one comes in. If so, sir, the Milky Bars are definitely on you. Right, ladies and gents, a couple of bits and pieces. If you can, do hit that subscribe button for me. As you can see, we're closing in towards 376,000, only 80 away as we try to chase down 400,000 subscribers. What have we got? This is a big game for Flo. It is. Hopefully German player Wirtz can show up. 7 a.m. here in London, Canada. Well, I'll be over Canada in September/October, Ken. We're going to Toronto and then we're going down to Niagara. So looking forward to that. Really looking forward to it. It's been 20 years since we've been in Canada, so buzzing for that one. Are you happy with the formation? Yeah, it is what it is, Hamza. Yeah, it's what I expect. A 4-2-3-1, a 4-3-3. That's the way we've been setting up. I'll be really interested, though, Hamza, mate, to see if he does anything that maybe throws PSG off on Wednesday, if he mixes it up a little bit, or how he sets us up over those two games. Because, they're going to think we're going to come pretty predictably with a similar setup. It'd be nice if we had something up our sleeves for that one. Craig, I went to Dublin last week and really enjoyed it. Where else should I go? If you're talking about where else in Ireland, the other side, over to the west coast, worth checking out Galway and over that direction. Down here in the sunny southeast, lovely to come down to Wexford, Waterford. Then, of course, you've got Cork, Kerry, anywhere along the coast of Ireland, really, and you can't go wrong. You've already been to the most expensive spot, so anything else after here in Ireland is probably going to feel a little bit more bang for your buck. Pep Linder's in the dugout today. Yeah, I know he'll be slithering his way around the technical area, Mr. Linders. When is the dog leg giveaway announcement? It is. I can give you the name now. It was won by 1 second. 1 sec. I think it was. What was the gentleman's name again? Sam Walsh. Sam Walsh was the winner of the giveaway, and Connor has contacted Sam by email, just waiting to hear back. But yes, Sam Walsh was the winner of the Kenny Dalglish shirt, and we're announcing our April giveaway tonight. So make sure you're with us for the late night agenda tonight, and we'll be announcing the next giveaway. And I'm going to mix it up a little bit. We've talked to our friends at the Collector's Corner, and we're going to go down the UFC route for the next giveaway. So do make sure you're with us tonight, where we'll be unveiling exactly what we'll be giving away for the April giveaway, with thanks to our friends at the collectorscorner.co.uk. And remember, folks, if you want to buy yourself something from the Collector's Corner, you can do so and get 20% off with our code Anfield Agenda 1. Scan the QR code in the bottom corner of the screen or use that code at checkout. Currently in the north of Ireland, it's raining, said Tanya. That sounds about right, Tanya. Sounds about right. We do rain very well on the island of Ireland, so yeah, we do it well. But yet somehow in the summer we still have water shortages, which makes me laugh considering 9 months of the year it pisses rain over here. If you could make a team for next season with all transformed lineup with all rumours, well, obviously, we wouldn't change the goalkeeper situation. Frimpong right back, Kirkes left back, Van Dijk, and let's say, who would I like alongside Van Dijk? Murillo? Maybe Murillo? Midfield, Wharton, Gravenberch, Soboslai. But then so I'm stuck when it comes to the winger, because then I'm trying to find a way. So I'd have to probably go actually Wharton, Soboslai, Wirtz, Diamonde on the left, Elise on the right, and Ekatisak through the middle, because I don't know which one to start. Zakaria, how are you, my friend? Said, I think we could beat PSG if we're definitely solid and hit them on the counter. They're wide open. Yeah, I mean, if the game does go end to end, it probably is our best bet. I agree with you. I feel like if we let them dominate possession, they're just going to pen us back, and we're just going to be running side to side to defend the ball rather than trying to force them into a bit of defending. So it will be interesting to see if it's an open game. You know, both teams theoretically like to come and have a go. So yeah, it'll be. I don't think it's going to be a boring 2 legs anyway. Russ, how are we, dude? Lovely to see you in again, Russ, my friend. 37 months, just over 3 years, Russ. What a legend. Thank you, sir. Said, afternoon, Reds, feeling a win for the lads today. Hopefully, Russ, hopefully. Be a lovely way to kick off the final stretch of the season, if we could pick up a win today. I'm just not expecting it. Their record at home has been pretty great in this competition, and yeah. But there is a place at Wembley at stake, right? For the semi-finals. The winner today will be heading down to, well, we like to call it Anfield South, don't we? Do you still have a discount for Surfshark? Yes, we do. Don't know. 1 second. I don't have it on this. Yeah, I don't have it here. 1 sec. Which one is it? Dun, dun. We do, mate. I just don't have it in this scene, so I can't bring it up on screen for you. I just don't have it. Yeah, I don't have it in this scene, so sorry, mate. I can't bring it up for you, but we do have we do still have our agreement with Surfshark. Yes. What's this one from? Oh, it's about Manchester United. Is it right? Let's have a look. So, Indy Kayla saying United have submitted a source or submitted an offer for Yan Diamonde, but sure, look, wait and see what happens. John, how are you, my man? Lovely to see you as always. Said, hey, Craig and Connor. Glad both of you had a good break. Just look at the Wirtz goal. Wow, what a shot. Oh, you could watch it over and over again, John, couldn't you? It really was just wow, just the technique of the way he hits the ball, like striking through it with the inside of the foot and the movement through the air. It was incredible, John. And yeah, I could watch that goal forever. It really was beautiful. And thank you, mate, for your support as always. Hope you're having a good weekend. Who have you got for Wilder or Chisora? I can't. I should be saying Deontay Wilder, right? But Deontay Wilder has been a shadow of himself. And Chisora, I just haven't got a clue what to expect. So I don't expect it to go the distance, but I guess I'm probably leaning towards Wilder, but I don't say that with any level of certainty because I've always said this. I think Wilder's extremely overrated. And now, like, he's off the back of losing to what, Zhang, Parker. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to watch it. It's going to be a really interesting night. I always tune into a Chisora fight because, you know, he's stubborn. He's tough to get out of there. So let's wait and see what happens. But be an interesting one, all right. Some good boxing coming up over the next month or two. There's plenty of good fights on the horizon. The discount code for Surfshark is Anfield Agenda, all caps, all one word. Anfield Agenda, all caps, all one word. And Connor put it into the chat there for you now as well, my friend. Thank you, Connor. Right, Curtis Jones has been speaking a little bit about Mohamed Salah leaving, and this is what Jones has had to say. Speaking as a fan as well, it's hard to see a player like Mo who came and gave this club everything. He's been a joy to be part of this journey with and see how hard he's worked. For me as a player, I see how hard he's worked and how he looks after himself and his recovery. I've learned a lot from him. He leaves a legend. He's achieved everything he can. Good luck to him. Certainly echo that sentiment from Curtis Jones. He does indeed leave a legend. And also from Curtis Jones on whether the team have extra motivation now to win a trophy before Salah leaves. He said 100% and Mo would want that as well. He knows we've got his back in the same way he's always had ours. Now we're in the final stages of the season. It would be nice to finish on a high. We want to give our best for the fans and for the team, especially now for Mo. And again, I echo that sentiment. It would be lovely to send the great man off with a trophy. So fingers crossed. The game today, Tanya, in Ireland is on TNT Sports 1 for me, my friend. TNT Sports 1. Right, give me your score predictions in the chat, folks. And Mr. Crosby, if you can hear me, I don't know if you're still at your computer. Give us your score prediction as well, mate, if you can. I didn't get a chance to ask Connor his this week because, of course, we both kind of sliding doors. I was coming back from holidays, Connor was heading off, so we didn't really get a chance to catch up or chat about the game much. But I went 2-1 to Man City in my prediction. That Liverpool fan said 3-1 City, 3-1 for Ghazi Wazi. Doobie Abi said 3-2 to City, 2-1 Liverpool, said Collins Jr. 4-1 City. Oh, don't be doing that to me, mate. Jacobs 2-1 City. Lassatron 2-1 to us. Hazik 4-2 City. 1-1 full-time Liverpool on penalties. A couple of people have said that to me today, Z the Gooner. A couple of people feel like we might squeak this one on penalties. The feeling from the people I've spoke to is either we'll win it on penos or we'll get well beaten. One or the other. Riley's gone for a 3-2 loss. Nomad FA Cup game should always be on BBC or ITV. Yeah, I was a bit surprised, mate. It wasn't on a free-to-air channel. I have to say, I was. Theo, how are you, my man? Said, hey, Craig, watching from Denmark. 2-0 to Liverpool. Hugo and Salah goals. Glad to see Curtis starting. Yeah, I think in these localish type games, I never mind seeing the Scouser in there and Curtis Jones. So, Macca as well, you know, did a lot of travelling with Argentina, I think. Actually, I don't even know where Argentina played their games. Were they in Buenos Aires or were they over in Argentina? I don't actually know. But usually Macca feels a bit leggy after an international break. Russ said it was great to see Jurgen doing his fist pump to the fans last week. Really missed that passion. Yeah, it kind of felt like a double-edged sword, that, didn't it? Obviously, lovely to see Jurgen back. Lovely to see a full Anfield for the LFC Foundation game. Great to see, you know, Dortmund coming over as well. But yeah, it did remind you, didn't it? Quite what a special time we had with Jurgen. Big Chili 2 said 1-0 win, squeaky bum time. I take that. I take a 1-0 win. James said, City look very attacking, see them dominate us completely, not expecting any energy and expecting us to slow play with no press and get carved apart. It could go anyway. Honestly, I can't sit here and say I doubt that because everything is possible today. You know, both teams have had some levels of inconsistency this season. You know, we'll have our own motivational factor in Mo, but I wonder, are those Man City players thinking Pep could be on the way out as well, so they want to do something special for him? Do I think Alonso is coming in? I don't know. At this point, I don't know, because it really, really, really feels like they're doubling, trebling, quadrupling down to try and swing some favour for Arna. And I really have seen the revisionism this morning. What's his face? Gorst, excuse me. Paul Gorst, again, trying to say with Champions League qualification could play a big part of it. And you know exactly why that is, right? It's because he's probably thinking we're going out over the next 2 weeks. Not hopeful that we're beating Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester City. And he's trying to reshape the narrative again. So it was a couple of days ago. The next 2 weeks will have a lot to play in his future. Now it's Champions League qualification will have a lot to play in his future. These fucking clowns are just making it up as they go along. And like I said to you, if they're really saying Champions League qualification is going to be the thing that saves them or not, then we know what FSG are about. The money, and that's it. Because what if we finish 5th and he didn't get 5th place Champions League? Same league position, different scenario, all of a sudden he'd be sacked. It just makes no sense, and these are supposed to be the clever people that rely on their data for their decisions. If they're saying Champions League qualification saves them, then money saves them, and that's it. Where's the ambition there? So it's going to be pretty clear to me what FSG are going to be about and what their ambitions are over the next couple of months. If we get knocked out of the cups and he still stays in the job because we finish 5th, then they can go fuck themselves, quite frankly. And I mean that sincerely, because that shows no ambition whatsoever, no accountability, and just excuse making of the highest order. And it doesn't cut it for me. Like I said, we know the aims coming into this season. There's no excuses. We're in April, he's still in 2 cup competitions. So he's every chance to go all the way with them. If he can't get a tune out of them now, when is he ever going to do it? So I just don't buy it. I don't buy that narrative one bit. And anybody who's pushing it is an absolute fucking spoofer, in my opinion. And I say that sincerely. An absolute spoofers, a lot of them. Pushing bullshit narratives. Trying to say this club is all about standards and then making every excuse under the sun. Even talking about the dizzying turnover. Dizzying turnover is what he said. Like, the fucking state of these lads. A dizzying turnover of players. No. It's catching up for the windows you didn't fucking do anything in, you absolute spoofers. Honestly, I can't wait for the summer because I feel like it's going to be interesting. Craig, who do you prefer, Alonso or Enrique? Enrique. I've always look. It's not possible. It isn't going to happen. But I got to be honest. He'd be the one I'd be going to if we had an option. But there are risks in Alonso. We've always been honest about that. And you know what Cara said about Liverpool fans, basically just wanting another Jurgen, or you know, being a bit more open to keeping slot if Alonso wasn't available. We ran a poll last night on that on the channel, and it was 80% said doesn't make any difference. 20% said yeah, they'd be more open to Arna staying if Alonso wasn't available. Connor said Cara's argument about him not being slot is ridiculous. If we're challenging and came second, I'm sure most fans wouldn't want him gone. It's that we're terrible, not that he's slot. Exactly like you've said, Connor. It's insulting people's intelligence again. Oh, it's just that he's not Klopp. We know that, Jamie. We know that. Give us a bit of credit. You know, we knew we weren't getting another Jurgen Klopp. There isn't another Jurgen Klopp. But it is, as Connor said, about results, about performances, and about the fact that time after time this season we've been underwhelmed with what we've seen. Slot style of play, going to ruin my weekend, to Tipsy Dipsy. Hopefully not, mate. Hopefully the players can lift themselves and hopefully Mo can have a moment. Big Chili said, hope you and the fam had a great break too, mate. Thank you to yourself and Connor for keeping us up to date with all the latest Liverpool news. Love from Australia. Much love back to you, my friend. I'm about 4.5 years out from getting to Australia. No, 5.5 years out from getting there. I'm already saving. My plans are to go to Australia for my 50th birthday, so fingers crossed. By the way, I cannot believe PSG's rest week was approved. So, I've been thinking about that, and I can't even be mad at it. I can't, because I'd love to see the Premier League looking after Liverpool, Arsenal, or any other team in the European competition. So, I can't hate it. I understand the frustration of the other side in the title race. I totally get that. But a federation trying to look after their teams, I mean, I wish we could get it from the Premier League. Come on, boys, let's do this. 3-1 to the Reds, said Derek. Yes, Derek, we'll take that, mate. We'll take that. Craig, do you think we'll see a tribute for the Hillsborough tragedy on a 37th anniversary? Of course. There will always be a remembrance, mate, of the Hillsborough tragedy. I mean, still to this day, I can tell you exactly where I was. I can even tell you to the smallest detail that I was buying a Twix bar in a shop when I heard it on the radio. Never forget it. Never. The shop no longer exists where I was. It's now like a community outreach program or something. But there used to be a newsagents there, and I remember walking in, getting a Twix bar, and hearing it on the radio, and then going out and talking about it with my friends. And of course, this was the days before mobile phones and all. Craig, hit the West Coast of Oz. Has it all, brother? Oh, I'm honestly open to so many suggestions there. It's something my whole life I've thought I'll do it when I'm older, when my kids are raised. I've started sticking a little few quid away now, bit by bit, to try and build up a bit of a savings for it. And it's always been my plan. I don't know why, mate, but I've always thought 50th birthday, Australia for a month, and enjoy it. So fingers crossed we can get there. I'm so excited to bring Lucas over to Canada. We're really excited to do that in September as well. Been 20 years since we've had the pleasure of being in Toronto. Are you feeling any confidence today, Craig? Come on, the Reds. No, I'm not. I don't know what to expect. I'm not really feeling super pessimistic either. I'm unsure what to expect from today's one, in all honesty. Do you know what? I watched a little bit of the Aussie Football League, and I was quite surprised at the decent standard of it. I thought it was quite fun to watch. I think it was one night I couldn't sleep. I think I stuck a bet on one of the games, and I was up watching it for a while. I was quite pleasantly surprised. It was interesting watch. Giant gift, plenty of Irish around where I live, travellers, passionate young travellers. Yeah, look, I don't know, Giant Gifts, if you're over in New York or Canada or wherever, but yes, it's Irish people love to travel. Especially gap years, stuff like that. I know a lot of people who got their J1 visas and stuff and spend the summer over in the States working. Any bets today? No. I haven't put a bet on actually since before the international break. So no, nothing on for this one. Yeah, don't want to have double pain or double. Well, I wouldn't mind double happiness, but nope, nothing on for this one. Arsenal Avenger. Have you got nothing nice to say, dude? Come on, you're about to win the league. Fucking hell, be positive, bro. Have something nice to say. If I had the money to buy Liverpool, I would hire you, Craig, to be in charge of the sporting side of the club. Your stuff. I think I could do a sporting director role, yeah. I wouldn't have the contact book, but if you gave me a contact book, I'd be quite confident I could get a lot of stuff done. You don't want me coaching the team, that much I'll tell you straight out. That's a no-no. But I definitely think I could have a crack at Richard Hughes' job. That'd be fun. You've already seen the FIFA streams, you know the negotiation tactics. I've been to Turkey, I can't be fooled. How's your day today, Craig? It's too early, Michelle. That's how the day is. It's too early. I don't like getting up this early for footy. I know people go, early, Craig? Come on now. But for me, this is the middle of the night. Craig, my carer and I are doing a crossword. What Irish county has 5 letters? Clare. There you go. You're welcome. Clare. Clare. Job done. Craig wins. What do I win? What do I win? If I didn't, Louth, Kerry, Clare. There you go. There's a few of them, as Connor said. So any one of those fit. There you go. Job done. Welcome to Anfield Agenda crosswords. Be bad if we didn't know that, wouldn't it? Us being Irish and all, like. Argentina. It's 8:22 a.m. here. Wow. That is early. That's definitely early. Cork, Sligo. Look, they're all coming out now. Cavan, see, fucking loads of them with a five letter country basically. So yes, there's another. We've gotten to about 6 or 7 now. Derry, there you go. I don't think Derry will count though. I think it's probably Republic, but Dublin has 6. Jesus Christ, come on, Babatunde. Dublin has 6, mate. Dublin. Meath, there you go. Meath as well. Jesus, we do love our 5 letters, don't we? Right, I have a couple of super chats I need to catch back up on. Bear with me. Stephen said, did you see April Fool's joke about Thiago signing a short-term deal? So many people believed it. Do you know what, Stephen? I didn't see it, but that's a belter of a April Fool's joke, especially after the charity game. He looked so good, Stephen, didn't he? Even then, rolling back the years, mate, in that charity game. Oh, do you know what it made me think, Stephen? I was thinking straight away of, imagine him and Stevie G got to play together. Gerard, there's 6 letters in Dublin, mate. 6 letters. But yeah, it just made me think, Stephen, about him and Stevie G. Imagine they had a chance to play together. Ooh. The night script, by the way, I cannot believe PSG's rest week was approved. We've done that one. And Derek's gone 3-1 to the Reds. Nice. Sorry, Stephen. I was a while getting to that one, mate. I did have it on my to-do list, but apologies if it was a couple of minutes. Appreciate your support, my friend. Always give me a nudge if I miss something like that, Stephen. Always give me a nudge, mate. Always happy to go back over it. It's better that you let me know I missed it than I just miss it altogether. What's your favourite James Bond film? I'm going to probably embarrass myself now. I've never watched the full James Bond movie. I've seen like 2/3 of one of the Pierce Brosnan ones. Because it was on in my relative's house when I was there one time. But yeah, I've never watched one, so I don't have one. I've never watched that. I've never watched Game of Thrones. I've never watched any of the Harry Potters. Yeah, not really. I've watched the original Star Wars, but nothing else. Yeah. So sorry, I can't be much help to you there. I'm more of a Jason Bourne man. No, never watched The Bourne Identity either. No. What would I be? I mean, usually if I'm watching TV shows, I'm watching The Sopranos, Only Fools and Horses, The US Office, Veep. What else? I mean, I've started watching The Pit. I love that. I'm on to season 2, episode 2 of The Pit, which is incredible viewing. Yeah, that's pretty. Or else I go back and watch the old reliables over and over again. You know, House, The Wire, The West Wing, Curb Your Enthusiasm, all the usual. Seinfeld, all the stuff you would probably expect me to be watching. Breaking Bad, yeah, watch Breaking Bad, incredible. Do you know what really surprised me as a TV show that I got into in a big way and I never ever would have thought I like it? Sons of Anarchy. Oh my goodness. I don't know how I got into watching it, but Sons of Anarchy was probably my favourite surprise show that I wasn't expecting to like. Absolutely loved it. Suits, yes. Watched all the Suits. Absolutely love a bit of Suits. Craig, get my new phone in an hour or less. Samsung S26. Well, you'd be in my wife's category then. I'm an iPhone user through and through. My wife's Samsung. She has the Samsung Fold phone that opens out, which I find weird, but I hope you enjoy it, my man. Back to the Future, yes. Seen all the Back to the Future. Seen them all in the cinema when I was younger. There was one more I wanted to. Tanya said, "Love Hate is good." If I could urge you guys to ever watch one Irish show that isn't Father Ted, because Father Ted's incredible, Love Hate would be it. I mean, it's huge in Ireland because we got a chance to watch it through. But if you guys want a really good Irish crime drama to watch, Love Hate is it. It is absolutely incredible. You'll love it. I don't know how you find it. I don't know if it's difficult to get. But if you can find Love Hate, watch it. Incredible. I've got a bone to pick with you, Nidgy. That pool scene in the prison, lads. Anybody who's watched Love Hate is know exactly what I'm talking about. The pool cue scene in the prison still bloody haunts me to this day. Every time I see Fran, or the actor, all I can think about is that pool cue. And, I'm clenching right now, lads. It's, LFC Love said Kin is epic. Do you know, I haven't got round to watching Kin yet, and it is on my list. I don't know why I haven't started watching it actually, but yeah, I definitely do want to watch Kin. That's on my list for sure. Alfie Thomas said Mrs. Brown's Boys best ever. I'd be a fan of Mrs. Brown's Boys. I know it divides people, but I'm a fan of it because I'm a fan of Brendan O'Carroll. And the journey, like when I was a kid, and I mean 7 or 8, I remember my dad, who used to work as running doors in nightclubs. I remember my dad doing security for a couple of his gigs in pubs in and around Dublin. And Brendan O'Carroll, he grafted his way to that bit of success. And I would never, ever, ever do anything but root for him. He's just such a good guy. Always great for charity stuff in Ireland, children's hospitals. I just fucking love Brendan O'Carroll and his whole family. They're just amazing. And Buster. Buster is a subscriber to the channel, which is absolutely awesome. I met him at Dublin Airport one time as well. I'm a fan. Just because, as I said, I really love Brendan O'Carroll. So happy to see he got that break later in life, and hopefully he's earned himself and his family a nice few quid for the future. Gary said, always sunny in Philadelphia, possibly. Craig, I'm a big fan myself. Not sure about the game, especially Man City's 12th player, Michael Oliver. Yes, I love It's Always Sunny. It's Always Sunny is brilliant. Dennis is one of my favourite comedy characters. He's just so dark and I love it. Black Books with Dylan Moran. Oh, I love Black Books. Do you know what? Funny you mentioned Black Books because I was just listening to the Joe Rogan podcast on the way over to Lanzarote, and I was listening to the episode with the creator, one of the co-creators of Black Books. What's the gentleman's name again? He's been in the news quite a bit in the UK. What's his name again? The guy who wrote Father Ted and Black Books. Graham Linehan. I was listening to his podcast with Joe Rogan, which is quite interesting. But yeah, love Black Books. Dylan Moran used to be a regular in the hotel myself and my wife used to work in, which no longer exists, but we got to meet Dylan Moran quite a bit. And he is every bit as wonderfully eccentric as you would expect. Oh, Love Hate is on ITVX free stream. Oh, get yourselves onto it, lads. If you can watch it for free on ITVX, give it a miss. Give it a watch. It's incredible. You'll love it. I have a Frank Reynolds tattoo. Yes, Misty. Yes, we love that. That's class. Yeah, I was this is not a starter car. This is a finisher car. A car of gods. I love that episode where his Range Rover's in the sea and he's trying to sell it. I just love Dennis. I love his character. I love the Dennis system. That's absolutely brilliant as well. Here's one for you. Know in the Dennis episode where he's talking about the Dennis system and he goes Kaylee the pharmacy. That's his wife in real life. I'm going to the PSG game at home. Hopefully we win. Oh yes. Oh yes. A man with no name. What a game. Look at you. That'll be an absolute belter. Enjoy. The Golden God, yes. Brilliant. Just love it. The boat episode as well. The implications. Yeah. That's brilliant. No, we get them out there. We alienate them, nobody around, nobody can hear them. He's just such a fucking horribly greasy fucker. It's brilliant. I love that character. Somebody said, can I say happy birthday to their sister? And I meant to say happy birthday, but I'm just trying to find the gentleman's name again. So, where are we? Can I say happy birthday to my sis? Kareem, yes, happy birthday to your sis, my friend. I hope she has a wonderful day. Didn't know that was his wife in real life. That's amazing. Yeah, the pharmacy. The girl in the pharmacy is, which was class. And also, Charlie's married to, obviously, the waitress. Obviously, Dee is married to, what's his name of the show again? I'm drawing a blank now. Not Charlie, not Mac. Sorry, yeah. Dee's married to Mac, as I'm sure you know as well. How was Lanzarote? It was lovely. Yeah, really nice. Just nice, relaxing week. Exactly what I needed. Big Chili. So, just a word of advice, don't F around and find out with wildlife. One of the guys I watch on Facebook, Clip Shorts, basically laughs at any and Ali all who thinks he can beat a kangaroo in a fight. Yeah, I won't be going around squaring up to kangaroos. I can promise you that one, mate. And I'll certainly be looking at my shoes every time I'm putting them on, because I've seen some horror stories of wildlife over in also. I'll definitely be treading carefully. Paid for hospitality tickets, but done it to say goodbye to Salah. I hope you have a great trip, honestly. One thing I will say is you'd be well looked after. I've plenty to complain about with regards to Liverpool, but I have to say the staff inside Anfield and anything I've been to have always been nothing but sensational. So, Arna has said that he hopes Isak will be available for Wednesday. Just an update on that one, and thank you, Keno. Eddie said, am I wrong for wanting us to lose? I mean, I don't know if there is a wrong answer, Eddie, or a right answer. I feel it's an alien concept to me to want us to lose. You can expect us to lose, but to want us to lose... Here's the thing, though, Eddie. At the minute, I honestly don't know if us losing is going to move the needle too much. Let me just read this out to you, and we'll go from there. So this is from Paul Gorst, and this is what I woke up to read first thing this morning. Liverpool's owners broadly remain supportive of Arne Slot, and those who were the most sympathetic to his cause are still found inside the club itself. There is a recognition that he's had a lot of issues strewn in his path. This is where the bullshit really starts. The dizzying level of turnover and injuries to key players are seen as factors beyond Slot's control. I don't know where the dizzying level of turnover is. Like, it was a surprise to them they were changing players. It's funny how they can, again, rewrite what was the expectation now as the season goes on. He goes on to say, but a continuation of the sort of form displayed just prior to the international break will surely see those deep reserves of sympathy start to evaporate, and the overriding aim of getting into the Champions League still feels like it could be one that ultimately decides the fate of a head coach who heads into the final year of his contract. It's just, again, revisionism of the highest order. Scraping into the Champions League is fuck all of a difference. If you go out of the two cup competitions, you win nothing and you just about scrape 5th place. Like I said, how is that enough to justify keeping him? And my counter argument is, what if Champions League place wasn't given to the 5th team? Same league position, different outcome to his career? Are we really saying that? Like, that's petty to the fucking extreme. If you're looking at this for the longer term, if you truly believe that the manager's the guy, then back him. What are you waiting for? Back him. give him a new deal. So no matter what bullshit Gorst and everybody else comes out with, their actions are going to speak louder than words. If you back him, back him. If you're so confident, what are you waiting for? Why do we need to see how the next few weeks goes? You've already made the excuses. See, am I wrong? It's just revisionism of the highest caliber, and it's pathetic. James said, unpopular, what's Alonso done to be worthy of being the next manager when Gerrard has done more managerial experience? What has he done? How about winning the league with Bayer Leverkusen for the very first time against a much more financially powerful Bayern Munich and doing it unbeaten? How about that? Does that do? Because that works for me. Took them from where they were nearly in the relegation zone, or maybe in the relegation zone, brought them back up, stabilised them, and then went unbeaten in the league the next year. That's what he's done to deserve the job. So how is that less appealing than Slot winning the league with Feyenoord, a poorer league? How does that qualify Slot for the job, but I'm supposed to sit here with a straight face and belittle the achievements of Alonso? See what I mean? We could have played that game exactly the same, and he had a 74 or 70, what was it, 70, let me get the number, 71.4% win rate as manager Real Madrid as well. So him being sacked from there was another joke. It was nothing to do with Alonso's calibre. It was to do with the fact that the players wanted free reign. So that's what he's done to deserve the job. So again, which one, if we're being honest about this, which one is more of an achievement? Winning the Eredivisie with Feyenoord or winning the Bundesliga with Bayer Leverkusen and going unbeaten? I would argue it's pretty straightforward which one's a bigger achievement. G. Lewis said, Arna equals Gail the Snail. Totally unbearable. Where does she work again? At the Wawa, wasn't it? If I remember correctly, she worked at the Wawa. Gerrard won the Rangers, stopping Celtic winning 4 in a row. Yeah, right. And you're trying to make the argument that that's a bigger achievement than stopping Bayern Munich. Come on, mate. Look, be realistic about it. And again, the calibre of the Scottish League to the Bundesliga, we can't really compare it, can we? Craig, do you grow a beard? No offence. I can't. No, genuinely, mate, I can't grow a beard. I'd love to be able to. I could probably just about grow a tash and maybe a goatee. That's it. I haven't got the facial hair to grow a beard, and I'd absolutely love one. Like, people often joke with me to say, get a hair transplant. Funny thing is, I'm not bald, but I will openly tell you I can't grow a beard. So if I could take the hair from the top of my head and put it in my face, I'd be delighted with that. I'd love to grow a beard, but that's the actual hair transplant I've thought about as an adult rather than the head. Theo said, Alonso took Leverkusen from 17th to 3rd in his first season. He won the German Cup and the Bundesliga and almost won the Europa League. Exactly. Really, really impressive what he did there. It's a gene thing. I don't know. My dad could grow a beard. I'm trying to. None of my uncles really have beards, so I don't know. Craig, you look well. It's really nice to see. Thank you, Lucetti. Feel good after a break. I needed it. Needed a little bit of sunshine. I always just feel weird. I feel like when I'm sitting in the sunshine in Spain or wherever, I honestly feel like my body's recharging. I know that sounds maybe a little bit weird, but I feel like it re-energizes me. I feel like a human solar panel. Am I still ironing it out? I am, of course. That's not going to change, but I also still want us to do well. So, my desire for Liverpool to win will always trump my own personal thoughts on a manager. Peter, how are you, Peter? Peter Robinson, how are you, mate? Said, Man City fan here. Hope with respect to Liverpool, winner of the match will go win the cup. Miss Klopp, great man on and off the pitch. Gentlemen, Peter, thank you, mate. And yeah, I think the winner of this certainly has a good chance, mate, to go all the way. Sure, it's Wembley for the winner anyway for the semi-final. And thank you, Peter. Appreciate you, mate, and best of luck to you as well. You definitely look much better compared to the last few months. Lovely to see. Thank you. I wasn't lying when I said I was really drained before that break, and mentally I hadn't got much left. So it came at a really important time for me, and I feel much better after it. So yeah, thank you. I'm glad I'm coming across a bit better anyway, because I certainly hope I do, because I feel a lot better. Right, ladies and gentlemen, the teams are out at the turf at the Etihad. Let me run through both 11s for you one more time before we get underway. For Manchester City, in goal, James Trafford. Back four of Nunes, Kusanov, Gay and O'Reilly. Then it's Rodri at the anchor of the midfield, and it's Semenyo, Silva, Cherki, Doku and Haaland. For Liverpool, it's Georgie Mamardashvili. Then it's Gomez at right back, Kirkes at left back, Kanade and Van Dijk are your centre backs for today. Midfield of Curtis Jones and Ryan Gravenberch. Then we think it's a 4-2-3-1, so it's Wirtz, Szoboszlai and Salah with Hugo Ekitike up top. Your benches today for Manchester City, Reinders, Ake, Marmoush, Kovacic, Nico, Aitnuri, Donnarumma, Savinho and Foden. For Liverpool, it's Maka, Chiesa, Gakpo, Robbo, Woodman, Frimpong, Nioni, Morrison and Rio. The referee is Michael Oliver, so, I'll let you have your own say on that one. Craig, Stevie G said in his own words, wouldn't take the job full-time coach at Liverpool. All I remember him saying is that he would come on as an assistant if it was for the right reasons. He probably knows himself, Derek, deep down. He's not ready to take on the Liverpool job. I'm sure Stevie would want to do it justice if he did it as well. Eddie said, I'll always be slot out, even if he stays next season. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do next season, Eddie, if the manager stays. And I say this, and I'm deadly serious. If he stays on next season, I don't know. I don't know if I have it in me. But that's a decision for another day. Let's just wait and see how the season goes, finishes out, and we'll talk about this one over the summer. Why is Isak not playing? Just don't want to risk him. He's only been back training in a few days. Wednesday's probably in the manager's mind as well, so I guess that's the reason. And I totally understand it. I don't think it's the right move to just throw him back in. So yeah, I think it's understandable, to be honest. Johnny Carr said, Craig, you're such a nice guy. I love hearing your voice. It's reassuring. Thank you. Oh, mate, that's lovely of you. Thank you. Appreciate you. Right, we're almost ready to get underway. Do let me know your thoughts on this one. Of course, it has to be decided today. A place in the FA Cup semi-final awaits. We ran a poll before asking who goes through. 55% of you think Liverpool, 45% think Manchester City. And for Liverpool Fan Channel, that is probably the closest we're going to see. There he is. Pep Linders, the slithery little fuck that he is. And I don't care, by the way, about this respect Linders crap. I don't have any for him. He lied. Said he wasn't going to work as a coach for number 2 for anybody again. And then he goes straight to the enemy. I can't be doing with it. Honestly, that rubs me up the wrong way. Right, Manchester City's 12th man today is Mr. Michael Oliver, who always comes down on City's side in a 50-50 decision in these big games. And yeah, I'm getting it in now before the game. Hey Craig, thought you'd come back with a tan from Spain. I definitely have a colour. Compared to what I was. Look at me before I went away. I'm not saying I've got a great tan, but I definitely got some sunshine. Look at me the day I came back, at a big red face of me from sunburn. So, yeah. But look, I'm away in June for a few days as well. Right, we're underway. Liverpool immediately kicked the ball straight down to the corner flag, which is our new tactic these days to try and gain territory straight away. So we are underway. Man City throw in on the near side. Virgil heads it down looking for Gravenberch. Let me just check the clock. Yeah, we're right on time with the clock. City now. with O'Reilly. What a footballer Nico O'Reilly's turning into, by the way. Really, really good player. Gomez. Back to Georgie. Again, they need to remember Georgie's left footed. He's still rolling it back towards his right foot. We need to make that. We need to make that little adjustment. I'll sync up to everybody now at 1 minute, so bear with me. Doku having a run here at Joe Gomez already. We're coming up to 1 minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Doku. Early strike from him. Aiming for the bottom corner. Drags it wide to Georgie's right-hand post. Goal kick Liverpool. So, don't forget, folks, we've got a lot of content coming up for you today. We've got a late night agenda tonight at about 8 or half 8. Not exactly sure which time yet. Might go for 8 o'clock. We'll have a match reaction and player ratings video as well coming out after the game. If you can, do hit that subscribe button for me. We're only 25 away from the next 1,000 target. Ball goes out. Liverpool throw in near side. A little bit, about 10 yards inside the Manchester City half. Van Dijk goes back to Canade. Look at the amount of empty seats already around there, even in the best seating positions. Such a tin pot club. Honestly, all this shit about Manchester City being this massive worldwide club is hilarious. They never ever fill out their stadium. Look at this, an FA Cup quarter-final against Liverpool. There's pockets of seats everywhere. Gomez gives the ball to Wirtz. Wirtz to Salah. Ekitike. Hugo keeps possession. Goes back to Virgil. Ryan Gravenberch. Out wide to Gomez. Gomez inside the Wirtz. Wirtz gets it out of his feet. Still Florian Wirtz. Across to Ekitike. Wirtz, strike, deflection, and it trickles through to James Trafford. Good interplay, though. Good buzz around the edge of the Manchester City penalty area. Some quick movement. Good. This was a promising attack. A nice bright start so far for the Reds. Hopefully we can keep it up. Free kick. Free kick Liverpool. Manchester City players already going to Michael Oliver to complain. Curtis Jones brought down. Be a chance for Liverpool to get a decent delivery in from this one. You wouldn't be expecting Dom to shoot from this angle. It's probably a little bit too far out, but certainly good position to try and work something from a set piece. Right, Dom and Mo standing over it. Left-hand side. About 15 yards outside the 18-yard box. Dom floats it in. Flicked on by Ibu. And goes straight through to Trafford. Unlucky. O'Reilly. Tries to go over the head of Joe Gomez. Joe backpedaling, but does well. Plays the ball up to Gravenberch, who tries to lob it up to Salah, but it goes out off a Manchester City player for Liverpool throw-in. Pretty much halfway line, far side of the pitch. Canade goes to Georgie. Mamadashvili then plays the ball straight to a Manchester City player inside the City half. Don't know who he was aiming for there, but there was no Liverpool player within 10 yards of where that ball went. Doku now, far side for City, plays the ball off Joe Gomez for a City throw-in. There's an entire section of the stand empty. I think that's been redeveloped. If my memory's right, that's been like that all season. I think the one that has the flags over the seats. I think they're expanding that, and I'm not sure if it's finished. Matheus Nunes out to Semenyo. Kirke's out there with him, his former teammate. Semenyo cuts inside. Ekitike then comes back, wins the ball. Jones, Gravenberch. Virgil tries to play it out, but it's intercepted and won back by Manchester City. It's Cherky now. And it'll be a Manchester City corner. Expanding a stadium they can't fill. I know, that's what makes me laugh about it. But it's okay, because they'll sell every ticket, but they'll be really unlucky with people that aren't showing up. Look, there's so much I'd like to say about that football club, but maybe we can have a pint someday off camera and I'll be able to tell you a bit more. Right, Bernardo Silva to take the corner. Delivered right in on top of Georgie, who comes and claims it. Well done, big man. Gomez. Canade. Trying to draw Manchester City onto them. Georgie again decides to go long. Plays it out towards Ekitike. Mark Gay wins the header. Gomez then gets there ahead of Doku. Soboslai. Lovely little back heel to Wirtz. Wirtz to Soboslai. Soboslai to Gravenberch. Liverpool on the attack. Gravenberch now. Ekitike. Flays one out towards Soboslai. Now Wirtz. And eventually we make a mess of it. Again, though, promising attack from Liverpool, but nothing coming from it. Good, though. Won it back in midfield. Well done, boys. Gravenberch. Wirtz. Jones. Back to Canade. Virgil. Gravenberch. Soboslai. Jones. Again, much better movement. Really happy with what I'm seeing so far with the movement of these Liverpool players. Gomez fires in a low cross. Breaks back. Soboslai shots blocked. Kirkes gets a block in to win it back. Well done, Milos. Gravenberch recycles it out wide right. Gomez now. Much, much better movement than we've seen in recent games ahead. Players actually showing for the ball, giving an option to the man in possession. Jones. Jack said City biggest advertising board. They've got 2 of them. Yeah, there's a few clubs that do that these days, to be fair. And there's a gap between them as well for people to run through. But it is interesting seeing the double-sized advertising boards, all right. Canade tries to fizz one out. I was going to say ping one, but fizzes one out towards Mo. Just under hits it, and it's a little bit behind him, and it goes out for Man City's throw. City now with O'Reilly. Back to Bernardo Silva. Rodri. Mark Gay now for Man City on the halfway line. Back into Rodri. He plays a little 1-2 Bernardo Silva and then shifts it out right side to Matheus Nunes. Semenyo. Bernardo Silva. Just a reminder, by the way, if you weren't with us before the game, the winner of the signed Kenny Dalglish frame shirt is... 1 second. Just want to make sure I get this right. Sam Walsh, I believe, is the name. Yes, Sam Walsh is the winner of the signed Kenny Dalglish shirt. Connor has sent an email to Sam to confirm, and we will be announcing our giveaway for April tonight on the Late Night Agenda. Gomez now, throwing for the Reds, far side. He goes back to Ibu. Across to Curtis Jones. Back to Canade. Still Jones, looking for options. Plays a nice ball into the feet of Florian Wirtz. Wirtz now out left side to Hugo. Hugo to Wirtz. Back inside to Hugo. Hugo strike, unlucky, drags it wide. Good play though. Good play. The link-up play between Wirtz and Ekitike is really, really building into something pretty amazing to watch. They really are on the same wavelength. Just little ball in from Ekitike. He continues his run. Wirtz flicks it back around the corner. And he tries his shot, but just can't get enough purchase on it. But good build-up play. Mateus Nunes. Kusanov. He goes across to Mark A. Back into Rodri. Bernardo Silva now in a bit of space, middle of the park. He runs into the Liverpool... Ryan Cherky, my apologies. He runs into the Liverpool half. Slips it in looking for Haaland, but Van Dijk does well. Slides in to dispossess. Wirtz, loose touch, gives the ball back to Man City, though. Bernardo Silva. Kusanov, back to Bernardo. Well done, boys. Szoboszlai, well done. That's a foul, referee. Free kick to the Reds. Dominic Szoboszlai tugged back. Free kick halfway inside our half, far side of the pitch. And no, Archie Isak isn't in the squad today, mate. Obviously, manager felt it came a bit too soon from, which is understandable. He should hopefully be available though for Wednesday. Georgie now, inside his own area, plays it to Virgil. Virgil just looking around. Nothing on, so he goes back to his keeper. Press now comes on for Manchester City's Ryan Cherky. Kanade. His ball's a dangerous one that we just about get away with as Szoboszlai gets the second ball. Again, we give it away, but win it straight back and then give it away again. It's a bit loose there by us, trying to play our way out. Kusanov. Out to Semenya right side, and out comes Milos Kerkez. I'm sure they'll have many battles in training over the years. Rodri to Bernardo Silva. Out again to Mark Gay, left side. Gay inside. Bernardo. He's surrounded by Liverpool players. And Kanade manages to come across, put it out, and it'll be a City throw-in on the far side. O'Reilly to Bernardo Silva. Come on, boys. There's not much movement ahead from Manchester City. You see the players, they're going across side to side. There isn't much movement ahead of them. O'Reilly out to Mark A. Bernardo's dropped into a pocket of space, but Rodri goes right side to Kusanov. He gets the ball out, strikes straight down the throat of Georgi Mamardashvili, who doesn't make a mess of it, manages to get down, smother it, and goes long immediately, looking for Salah. Salah, great chance here from O. Oh my days. Great pick out by Georgi Mamardashvili, but Salah should have done better with this. Georgie goes long. Mo arcs his run to stay onside. Ball bounces. Kusanov tries to get back at him. Salah gets on the inside. Yeah. Let's have a look at the actual shot. Yeah, it came then. A challenge from Kusanov ricocheted the ball off Mo, and it squirms very, very wide, but Mo should have hit that earlier. Big chance that. If you look at it, Kusanov get a touch. That's why it went off Mo's foot and went so wayward. But yeah, big chance that. Gomez with the long throw. Trafford comes, gets a hand on it. Cherky finishes the clearance, but now it's with Milos Kerkez. He goes out to Hugo Ekitike. Wirtz. Back to Ekitike. Back inside to Wirtz. Virgil. Jones. Gomez now, wide right. His cross in is blocked. Gravenberch. You certainly have to say we've started the sharper of the two teams here. 15 minutes in. Kanade tries to drop one in, looking for Florian Wirtz, but it just about goes through to James Trafford. Rodri. Yeah, Mo definitely would feel like he wanted that chance again. I know in the end Kuznov got back on him, but Mo just took too long to pull the trigger. Gay to Bernardo Silva. Back to Rodri. Bernardo threads it through. Oh, Cherky nearly got in there. Just about able to smother that one out, but City almost played it in with Ryan Cherky. Ekitike now plays the ball out right side to Mohamed Salah, who's up against Mark Gay. Salah, one way, then the other. And it'll be a goal kick, unfortunately. See, watch Oliver be a bitch here and not pull him back for a booking. Because Dominic Szoboszlai was pulled back off the ball here. Oliver acknowledged it, but won't go back and book him. Because that stopped Liverpool getting bodies up for a counter. But they won't do. Of course, Oliver won't do anything about that. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but Szoboszlai was pulled back off the ball. Oliver acknowledged it, but did fuck all to punish it. Underarm 4 here, how are we, mate? Said, yo, guess who's back? How's everyone today? Nervous, but alright so far. Oh, Haaland. Semenyo blocked. City's half-arsed appealing for a penalty. Now those appeals are getting louder. Let's have a look at this. I don't know if Kirkes does anything there to move towards the ball. That's never a penalty in my book. Kirkes does nothing to move towards the player. The player puts his legs into... that's not a penalty for me. Yeah. For me, that's never a penalty. And I'm being deadly serious and honest. Look at Milos Kerkez. He does nothing to make contact. Cherky turns into Kerkez, who doesn't move. Doesn't make a movement towards Cherky in any way. I don't know what, Gordon. Just don't scratch yourself, Pep. Just be careful now, Pep. We don't want you damaging the old boat race there. I don't know what he's acknowledging or moaning about. It was never, ever a penalty. Let's be honest about it. It's never a fucking penalty. And you guys know me at this point. I'm not against saying we should have conceded a penalty if we should have, but I don't know what he's getting worked up about there. That was nowhere near a penalty. Silva now for City. Cherky. Jack said, Craig, how on earth was that a penalty shout? It wasn't for me. You know, I had to see the replay, obviously, because didn't know in real time. But on the replay, it's clear. No way it was even a decent penalty shout. There was nothing in it. Bernardo Silva out to Mark Gay. Doku now. 2 Liverpool players out there with them. Bernardo Silva now. I mean, Nandrolo and Pep was extremely agitated there. Semenyo. Wirtz comes across, gets a challenge in. It'll be a Manchester City ball. Oliver seems to be Liverpool's 12th to 14 man. Why is that, dickhead? Because he didn't give a penalty that was never a penalty, you little fucking pathetic child. Jesus Christ. Just fuck off. If you know anything about the history of Oliver and Liverpool in this fixture, certainly nothing favouring us. I can promise you that. Headed away by Ekitike. David, happy birthday to you, my man. It's your birthday today. Have a good one. Hope you're enjoying it. Imagine trying to make an argument Michael Oliver's doing Liverpool favours. Ask any of us how we feel about Oliver refereeing this game. It's not what we wanted to see, I promise you. Rodri, his ball inside, it's won by Salah. Szoboszlai now is looking for support. He goes back to Ryan Gravenberch. Why am I not clapping? What, for the 20-minute mark? Because I'm trying to commentate. Do you think people need to hear me clapping down a microphone? Fuck's sake. And why are you bothered as well, mate? Why, whether I'm clapping or not clapping? I mean, just anything to have a go. Just fuck off, you gimp. I am. My arse cheeks are clapping. You just can't hear them. I just don't get it. It's just an arseholes. That sound great to people listening in headphones? I'd imagine not. You just worry about you and let me worry about what I'm doing. Right. Free kick. Ball played in quickly. Ricochets through and goes out off a Manchester City player for a Liverpool throw-in on the near side. Right, Joe. Nice long throw-in here. Virgil's directing a few Liverpool players around. Gomez going for the long throw-in. Kirkes slaps one out left side and it goes out of play. A bit messy, that one. It's a Man City throw-in. Oliver and Taylor beyond useless. Varchester's crying, said Christina. Oh, here we go. One back with Curtis Jones. Ekitike. Liverpool lose out. Jeremy Doku on the counter-attack here. Fuck off, Oliver, you little twit. Oliver, see, one foul for Liverpool player, and it was stopping a counter-attack, so I understand the booking. But where was the energy for the Man City player stopping Szoboszlai a few minutes ago? This is why I hate Michael Oliver refereeing their games. Any decision that's 50-50 goes in City's favour. Every single fucking time. Now look, I don't mind that being a yellow. Stopping a counter, I get it. But where was the same energy when Manchester City did it 5 minutes before that? No yellow card for that one, just wave it, play on. So look, as I said, I've no problem with that being a yellow card. I understand why that was a yellow card. But where's the same energy for the other team? He's such a Manchester City favourable referee, it's pathetic. Out to Salah. Salah heads it back down to Joe Gomez. Joe inside now to Dominic Szoboszlai. 24 minutes into the game, still scoreless, but it's been a bright start from Liverpool. Ekitike. Wirtz left side now. Runs inside a couple of Man City players. No support there with him as of yet. Still Florian Wirtz. Out to Milos Kerkez. Back to Florian Wirtz. Well done, Milos. Jones. Kerkez. Back to Jones. The switch is on if somebody can get their head up. Salah's in a load of space on the right-hand side. Jones does look up, trying to make it happen. Probably a little bit too much of an ask now. He's a bit deeper. Do you know what else annoys me about Michael Oliver? His incessant chewing. It's like he either is chewing imaginary chewing gum or he constantly has chewing gum in his mouth. But either way, he's trying to look cool by chewing all the time. I think he wants to be a cow for Halloween. Moo! And I know my animals. As anybody who's seen me on TikTok will know, what noise does a cow make? Moo! Doku. He's offside. Free kick Liverpool. I also know my colours. Red, red, red. They're some of my favourite clips, by the way, that people have made. Can I do a meerkat noise? No, but... that's my best meerkat impression. Endurance. Ball back inside to Jones. He tries to switch it up left-hand side. Ekitike to Virgil. Jones. Wirtz, nice ball out wide right to Mo. Salah, back to Szoboszlai. Back out to Mo. Ball in. Jones. Ekitike. Oh, unlucky. Ekitike falling back hits a pretty quick shot. Not really much time to think. Ball ricochets to him. He hits it first time. Oh, he catches it clean, but it's always rising. Unlucky. That's unlucky. He hit it clean. That was a handball, you fucking prick. The ball was still in play when he handled it, Oliver. Oh, here, lads. Come on. We're all right with handballs now. Look, at the ball was still in play when this lad... he handles it in play. You fucking spoofer. That's a booking and a free. You gimp. Oh, it's a gimpocalypse. It's absolute shenanigans. Szoboszlai. Fuck me. Ball into Ekitike. Back to Wirtz. Jones, excuse me. Offside flag goes up. First Odegaard, now Semenyo. I know. Not only do Liverpool have to contend with it, but they have to contend with teams playing like the Harlem Globetrotters as well. Sir Alex is there with the bag of sweets. Good man, Alex. I mean, it's not a very deep bag, Sir Alex. Come on. A few more sweeties than that, mate, to get you through the game. What's your feeling seeing Pep Linders on the sideline? Probably exactly what you think. My feeling is that he's a soulless little worm that slithered his way down to Manchester City, and I have zero respect for the man. Zero. Craig 3, Gims 0. That's a scoreline we can all get behind, Bradley. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Ball out now to Doku. Inside, Szoboszlai tracking back, inadvertently puts it behind for Manchester City corner. So unlucky from Dom. He's just chasing back to help out here. The ball's played back inside. He can't quite adjust his feet. It goes off him for a Man City corner. Nice to see Kenny at the match today. And not King Kenny. I'm talking about, oh my God, they killed Kenny there with the park on in the stands. Doku, ball in. Hooked away by Liverpool. Virgil, I think it was, got there ahead of Haaland. Why don't I respect Linders? Because he's a greasy prick. That's why. I'm never going to work as a number 2 again. When I finish with Jurgen, that's it. And then he slithers down to Manchester City to work with Pep. The antithesis of everything Liverpool stands for. And the cheating scumbags that have all those charges against them. And you're asking me why I hate him? I think it should be pretty clear why I hate him. Semenyo. Ball in. Oh, Georgie gets hands on it. Oh, well done, Georgie. Ekitike. Jones. De Wirtz, he plays it out off Manchester City player. It'll be a Liverpool throw-in. Take a little ricochet, actually, that ball in from Semenyo, but Georgie done well to get strong hands on it. Gomez. Out to Mo. Back to Canade. Imagine writing a book called Air Identity, talking about Liverpool, being part of the thing that fought against the Manchester City shenanigans and then going and joining them. I mean, for the love of God. Bernardo Silva. To Rodri. 31 minutes into this one, still awaiting the opening goal. It's kind of ebbed and flowed, this one. Both teams having little moments of success, little pockets of it. Haaland to Gay. Gay out left side to Jeremy Doku. Cherky. Back to Doku. Overhit though. Ball goes behind and it's a Liverpool goal kick. Oh, Johnny's on the shepherd's pie for dinner today. Oh, nice, nice. Do you know what, Johnny? It must be 10 years, mate, since I've had a shepherd's pie or a cottage pie. I might have to put that in the all rotation, dude. Might have to give it a bash. Georgie. Shepherd's pie is one of the few things I'll actually eat peas with. You know, I can't have a shepherd's pie or a cottage pie without some peas. Might even go mad and have a little bit of carrot, you know? Who are we kidding? It's not happening, is it? Just get to the cottage pie, Craig. A little bit of extra cheese to make up for the carrots. Same colour. What's the difference between a shepherd's pie and a cottage pie? Lamb or beef is the difference. One uses lamb meat, one uses minced beef. I'm happy to have either, by the way. Like both of them. Ball into the left channel now to Milos Kerkez. Ball goes out, and it'll be, I think, a Manchester City throw in, but he's booked Rodri. Is it Rodri he's booked? Oh, he's finally found his balls and his cards. Rodri stopping Ekitike in the counter. I mean, couldn't be any more blatant, could it? Light Matt Steve said, "Hey Craig, is it just me or do press and press better in cup competitions than we do in the league? And by the way, I'm a cottage pie man. I'm an equal opportunist pie eater, as you can probably expect. But we are, I don't know, we're definitely more at it today, mate. You know, I don't know if it's because of the break or because of the Mo leaving part. Oh, hang on. Unlucky. That was a good ball in. Something nearly came of that for us. But yeah, cottage pie, shepherd's pie, mate. I'm happy to have either. Stacey, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the prawn cocktail was shocking. Absolutely shocking. Garrett's not happy one bit. And I don't eat prawn cocktail, so I can't really chip in on this one. Ant said, "I'm a Chelsea fan. We get done. I bet City won't get nothing." Oh, I can't see any way they get away with it, mate. I really can't. There's been bits of chatter about 60 points and stuff. I really don't know how it goes, dude. But looking at the charges, there are some of those that are open and shut, and I really can't see them getting away with all these charges. Now, I don't know what way it works out, dude, but you're not wrong in feeling that there's been a different energy for other teams and their issues compared to City's. Rodri now. He tries to strike. Ricochets through. O'Reilly's there. He plays the ball out off a Liverpool player for a City corner. Time for Michael Oliver to get the Mourinho method, said Jaden Thomas. Every time I see him refereeing a Liverpool game these days, Jade, mate, I'm just, clenched tightly, shall we say. Right, another City corner. Does it not stick in anybody else's throat that Man City got a free stadium from the Commonwealth Games? Because it really annoys me. A club that have all these petrodollars and they get gifted, basically, a nice sweet deal for a stadium. Whereas everybody around them has to build and own theirs, all their competitors. Rodri to Matheus Nunes. Back inside, O'Reilly. Penalty City. Penalty Man City. Even Oliver looked like he was unsure awarding this. Now, I don't know, folks. I don't know. Let's have a look. Ball goes into O'Reilly. Yeah, that's a foul. That's a foul. I've no complaints about that. He catches his foot. It's a foul. That's a pen. I've no complaints about that. Do you know what, though? It feels like there's been a few of these for Verge this season. I don't have the number to hand, but it feels like there's been a few that Verge has given away this season. And look, the other one, absolutely not a chance. That one, I don't have any complaints. Come on, Georgie. Big chance, mate. Come on. Right, Georgie. Come on, fella. It's Erling Haaland against Managerial from 12 yards. Virgil adjudged to have clipped Nico O'Reilly. Penalty City. Haaland to take it. Haaland versus Managerial. Haaland tucks it away. It's a good penalty and it's 1-0 City. It's a good penalty. Nothing the keeper could have done about that. Straight into the corner. And we're behind at the Etihad. All right, boys. Time to react. Time to find a way back in. Again, shoot ourselves in the foot. Because you have to be honest, like we've started the first 30, 35 minutes of this game. We've played relatively well. Just shot ourselves in the foot again, giving away another needless penalty, and Haaland scores. Let's see how we react to this. Right, well, at least we've got time. I guess the only bonus on this is we've got time. 5 minutes plus a little bit left in the first half, and then we've got the second half, but feels like a bit of a gut punch just before half-time. You know, it's been a fairly evenly matched game, both sides pushing, having moments, but yeah, self-inflicted wound, unfortunately. Wirtz now into Ekitike. Kusanov comes out there with him. Still Hugo Ekitike. Tries to cut inside. Kusanov gets a foot in. And it'll be a Liverpool throw-in near side. Elwood Gamer said Michael Oliver at it again. I don't have any complaints, mate, about the penalty. I'm being really honest. The first one they looked for, never a penalty. I don't have any complaints about that one being awarded. Just, yeah, frustrated because being a bright start for us. No complaints from me about the way we've opened up this game, but now we've got hard work to do to find a way back into it. Come on, boys. Am I imagining this, by the way, lads? I know I mentioned it a moment ago, but has anybody else got a memory of Van Dijk giving away a few this season? It just feels like my memory is that he's given away a couple this season anyway. Matheus Nunes, Bernardo Silva. Out to Semenyo. PSV, somebody said. At least 3, said Murpho. Doku to Rodri. Switch up here from City. Cherky to Matheus Nunes. He puts a cross in. Gomez heads it away. Mark Gay recovers it for Manchester City. 3 minutes plus stoppage time left in the first half. It's 1-0 to City at the Etihad. That goal coming via the left boot of Erling Haaland from the penalty spot. Semenyo spins around the outside. Cross to the back post. Doku. Rodri. Ball back inside to Cherky. He confuses himself, overcomplicates it, and it goes behind for a goal kick. I wonder what Slot will do at half time. Because again, it's a weird one. Because it's not like we've played really bad. Well, be honest, we have not played badly, but it certainly will feel like another knock. So he's got to get in there at half time and put the confidence back into these boys to go and get something from this. Ball over the top. Doku leans into Joe Gomez, so the ref brings it back for a Liverpool free kick. Nandrolo and Pep's on the way down to the dressing room for the half-time chat. Rodri. O'Reilly. We're headed towards the 45-minute mark now. Gravenberch. It feels so deflating, this, doesn't it? You know, you wait the 2 weeks of the international break and you're hoping, and like I said, it's not that we've played poorly, just a stupid self-inflicted wound. 2 minutes added on at the end of the first half. Liverpool tried to switch it out left side to Hugo Ekitike. He comes across, Matheus Nunes there with him. And Ekitike makes a mess of that, and it's a goal kick. Seamus, how are you, mate? Said, same old shite. What's Slot got to prove now? He's sinking the ship, and yet the owner still back him. Haven't you heard, though, Seamus? The new level is scraping into the Champions League. Because the journals have already written off the 2 cup competitions. They're already making the excuses that 5th place should be enough to keep them. And if we fall away from 5th to 6th, they'll be making some argument that the Europa League is somehow, the real test of this Liverpool team. These fucking spoofers that just don't hold anybody to account with their bullshit. And then they'll talk about standards, the Liverpool way, and all this other garbage that they just trot out week after week to justify failure. Mateus Nunes, Cherky, Semenyo, 2-0. Haaland header, 2-0. That's the end of that. 2-0 just before half-time. Don't block Semenyo. He gets the cross in. It's a wonderful header from Haaland. And it's 2-0 to Manchester City. Christina said, Slot is a deer in the headlights. No plan, no vision. Oh, this one hurts. See, Semenyo drops into the wide position. Goes on the overlap from Cherky. Nobody there to block the cross. It's a great header from Haaland, but it's just too easy. There's nobody out there to block the cross. Look, Canada does pull away with Haaland to try and keep an eye on him, but he just gets across the front of Canada. It's just simple. Get to the byline, stand it up, and let your centre forward go and win it. Ahmed, thank you, bro. Slot telling the boys to keep the heads up on me, mate. It's easier said than done. But yeah, look, we talked about the first goal being a bit of a sucker punch. The second one just really feels like we have a mountain to climb now. It's half-time. And at half-time, it's Manchester City leading by 2-0. Both of those goals scored by Erling Haaland. First one from the penalty spot. Second one with his head. And we are where we are, ladies and gents. Yeah. And Linders, again, if you don't understand why I despise the greasy little fuck, watch his little dancing around there again. Look, I don't know what else I can say at this point, or what else you can say, folks. One of the things that is the job of the manager is to inspire the players and get a reaction out of them. And here's my honest view of it. We're great going out there when it's level for the first few minutes and knocking it round. But when the first bit of defeat, when the first bit of negativity creeps into a game, we're collapsing again. So we could have gone into halftime thinking, okay, penalty, 1-0 down. But no, we still go and find a way to concede the second to just make it even harder. And that's my big problem, is that all these best laid plans and all the words and Slot's encouragement and the bright start, it just all goes out the window like that. And they just unfortunately revert back into their shells. And this is where he lacks the ability to really get into players. We're just weak mentally. I hate to say it, because we weren't playing badly in that game for 30, 35 minutes. Self-inflicted wound with a penalty. And then again, to give away the second one before half-time is criminal, because that just makes this too much of an uphill battle now. And let's be honest, it's going to be a miracle if we turn this one around. And I doubt it happens. I wonder, did Hipia ever give away a penalty for Poole? I'm sure he did, but I can't remember. It was such a needless penalty as well. There was no need to try and even make any type of a challenge there. Just stand up. But look, on the second one then, it's a simple little overlap. Stand the ball up and let your centre forward fight for it. And again, didn't get the block, didn't track Haaland. They ran across the front of Canada. Same shit, different day. Liverpool needs rebuilding and squad bring in Xabi. Mark A beating us 5 times now. Disgrace, said James. I'm not accepting anything from this season. I'm not expecting anything from this season, said Ahmed. Garrett Byrne, how are you, mate? Thank you. To Arna, walk home, said Cyrus. Frozen said, still awaiting Arna to show up. So, again, I don't know what else to say that you guys haven't said, that we haven't said. A couple of people in the chat, by the way, and I didn't notice this, but I'm going to give you guys the benefit of the doubt on it, saying the Verts was strolling back as well to defend and not even busting a gut to get back. I'll have to watch it back to see it, but I don't know. I don't want to say I'm numb to it at this point, but nothing fucking surprises me at this point. It's sad. It's sad to see the capitulation coming so easy again. Now, we have 45 minutes. It's football and anything's possible. But I wonder, really, how many times can we come back to say these same things, you know? It might be possible. The FA Cup win might be possible. The Champions... That's all we have at the minute, is hope and not expectation. And that's the way I would summarise where we're at as a club. We now have to hope for miracles rather than expecting to go out there and get a result. That says a lot about where we are mentally as a football club now. Pep Linder celebrating like that against us is disgraceful. He was dancing around Anfield when they beat us there. So it's just, again, continuation of that. And by the way, I'm sure Klopp and others will come out and tell us that we shouldn't be disappointed with Linders. But honestly, you either have some loyalty or you don't. And I have no respect left for that man. Lick my giblet said, here we go again. Usual crap. Get Slot out. I'm done. Does Arne Slot ever motivate players? Probably not. I just don't think that's in his skill set. And look, I'm not sitting here doubting Arne's credentials as a coach. He obviously has something about him. But he just doesn't seem to have the ability to turn around this season with these players. And so many people are happy to just acknowledge that that's okay and that next season he'll be better. But what's given them that viewpoint? Because I'm not seeing anything that makes me feel like Arne is going to be better next season. I feel like no matter what happens, we will be better next season. We'll have Isak back and there will be things that go in our favour. But I can't see much changing. And especially if, as soon as it goes against us, we go back into our shell again. And I just don't see that changing no matter how long Slot's here. Because like many of you have said, he just doesn't seem to have that ability to inspire or to get under the skin of our players and provoke a reaction. Christian, not Christina. My sincere apologies, Christian. Sorry, mate. I was just glancing through and I guess I seen Christian and went for it. Apologies. That's on me, sir. Apologies for that one, Christian. Does Arne Slot ever motivate players? Probably not, said Galileo. Seamus said, when we concede, everything just falls apart. There's no fight in the squad anymore and all of that is on the manager, simple as. So let me read out to you what Paul Gorst wrote this morning and see how you're feeling about this now at half-time. Just let me know, do you agree or disagree with this statement? So if you agree with Paul Gorst, put the word agree in the chat. If you disagree, put the word disagree. Liverpool's owners broadly remain supportive of Arne Slot, and those who are the most sympathetic to his cause are still found inside the club itself. There is a recognition that he has had a lot of issues strewn in his path. The dizzying level of turnover and injuries to key players are seen as factors beyond Slot's control, even though, you know, keeping players fit is supposed to be part of his control and part of one of the things that we were complimentary of him coming in, that he had a 90% availability rate at Feyenoord. But a continuation of this sort of form displayed just prior to the international break will surely see those deep reserves of sympathy start to evaporate, and the overriding aim of getting into the Champions League still feels like it could be the one that ultimately decides the fate of the coach. So like I've said, scraping into 5th place, apparently for these fucking clowns, is enough to justify giving them another season. And my argument has been, what if 5th place didn't get you Champions League? It's the same league position, with the same amount of losses. How does it make it any better? It doesn't. These people are a fucking cancer on our football club and to our fan base. And they need calling out. Because we cannot be expected to continuously back failure, to keep our mouth shut and expect a miracle to happen. He's out of his depth. He couldn't inspire an erection. We concede, then go into our shells. Frustrating, said VI Jokers. Literally expect us to lose every time we play, said Luke Belton. Sponge Bob said, I didn't have high hopes, but going out really hurts. Losing the City 3 times in one season is disgusting. Daniel Prosser said, slot sack now, please. Medusa Cascade said, if you lose both legs against PSG and the league game to Fulham, do you think slot stays? I think Medusa is in for the end of the season, and then whatever happens, happens. But like I said, this revisionism from the likes of Gorst and all these other people that want to just shove more slot down their throats. Where is the objectivity in any of their writing? We know what the aims were this season, lads. Don't forget that. Remember August. Remember what we talked about. Remember what we expected. Booty the Bear said, man, I miss Jordan Henderson and how he led this team. I'm the same. I have my own frustrations with the way Hendo left, but I'll never say anything other than he was a great captain of the football club. This is a slot performance. Play well, check. Fail to take chances, check. Give away a soft opener, check. Lose control, check. Absolute joke. Best comment of the day. Without a doubt, Martin. Best comment of the day. You've summarised it perfectly. Everything you've said there is something that we've seen and talked about multiple times this year, mate. Every single thing. I'm going to read it out again. This is a slot performance. Play well, check. Fail to take chances, check. Give away a soft opener, check. Lose control of the game, check. Centre-backs are fault for both. Experience should surely take over. Virgil back to pen giveaway, and Canade should know to track the attacker. So, Canade did try to track the attacker, but Haaland got across the front of him. If you do watch it, Canade pulls away with Haaland, but he doesn't track the run across him. And then again, nobody out there to block the cross in either. So, should have been stopped at source. And like you said, yes, maybe a bit better tracking of Haaland as well. Best Liverpool channel on YouTube, Craig. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate that. And if you agree, please do hit that subscribe button. I see a lot of players sashaying on the pitch. So yeah, I didn't see the second goal. There was a lot of people in the chat saying that Wirtz just strolled back for it. I'll have to watch it back, but yeah, it's a tough one. So yeah, I asked you guys about the agree or disagree, and let me go back and see what you wrote about that. Toby said disagree. Sackslot said new king of music. Sackslot again said Hermes23. Exactly right, Craig said Gareth. Sackslot said Stark Mobile. Jones doesn't have a Liverpool mentality, so weak. Disagree said Paddy Wacker. Disagree said Hassan. Absolute rubbish said Big Steve. Disagree said Kaz. Disagree said Teal. Exactly. So again, if every one of the Liverpool fans here disagree with that statement from Gorst, make sure that you speak out. Because the only way you have a chance to turn this tide is by making your feelings known. I'm not asking you to go out there and be toxic. I'm not asking you to go out there and be abusive. But you have a right to have your opinions heard. And you have a right to challenge the narratives that are being pushed down your throat. The Octavius 8 of PSG are licking their lips now, said Jaden. Paro said, I hate our style of play. I still want him gone, even if we win the Champions League. Klopp would go mad if this was the case. Slot has a weak mentality. Mark said, get Rio on after Jones, go 4-3-3. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate you, mate. And thank you for 28 months with us as a member. Boeing Zabadi, said, it's been more than 95 years since City have beaten us 3 times in a season. Slot break and many unwanted records this year. He has. Many, mate, many. Forever Red, thank you, bro. Appreciate you. All we're asking is for some passion and grit, please. Yes, Bryn. Yes, sir. Absolutely that. Bit of fight. Because it's easy, like I said, It's easy to have a swagger when things are going your way. It's easy to take the praise when you're winning leagues. It's easy to be there having smoke blown up your arse. But the true test, the true character is shown when things are against you. In life, on the football pitch, in any aspect. Real character, real guts show when your back's against the wall. And that has been lacking in so many performances from us, which is, again, so unlike these players and what we've come to expect, know and love over the last 8-9 years. We've always been fighters. We've always stood up to be counted. That's all gone away. At the first sign of trouble now, unfortunately, we start to feel sorry for ourselves and we don't have the fight in us. And I hate to say it. I wish it wasn't the case. But that's what I'm seeing over and over again. It's just a group of players who are unable to raise themselves up. It's sad. Ian said, Craig, did you think it was a free kick when the Manchester City player didn't know who was handled the ball before the ball went out and they gave us a throw in? Yes, I said it at the time, Semenyo handled the ball before it went out of play. Again, is it too much to ask the referee to do his fucking job? Slot is like an overdunked biscuit in your tea, said Bradley. This Liverpool team are soft, said the guy. Do you think we'll turn this around? And if we can, how? No, I don't think we will turn it around. How could we? You got to grab an early goal and put the pressure on City. Look, if you can get this back to 2-1, it's, some doubts will creep into City. But, it's one of those old cliches now where it really is important for the next goal. The longer the game goes at 2-0, less chance for us. If City grab another one, it's game over. So we've got to come out, start second half, and hopefully do something in the first 15 minutes. Corbin said, missed that first half, assuming horrid performance. Actually, I wouldn't say horrid, mate. No, I wouldn't. First 35, 36, I thought we were right there with them. Then we gave away a sloppy penalty, and again, the second came too quickly after that, and now it's backs against the wall. Why do our players always look less fit and frail? It's because of the lack of intensity in training, is probably the answer. Which is something many people that are far more qualified than me have highlighted this season as well. The definition of madness is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Enough is enough. Slot has to go, said Issue Wall. Do you think Arne would currently have his job if not for the coefficient? Sorry. That's what I keep saying. Can't even enjoy football anymore. Exactly what I'm saying, Rick Kipp. Apparently, getting fifth is good enough to keep him in his job because fifth gets us Champions League. But what if fourth only got Champions League and he finished fifth? Same league position, but all of a sudden then all these doubts that they have are washed away. I don't get it. I don't get it. Because ultimately, what more do you need to see? And like I've always said, if they really, really do believe him, why do they have to wait for the summer? No need to. Just announce he'll be here next year. Give him a new contract. They're trying to convince the world of something that they're not even convinced of. Please, God, just stop. John Erdinger said. Sack, slot, said Brandon. We're underway in the second half, by the way, folks. I will sync up now in a sec for you. Spurs can get a point till they play us. Can't get a point till they play us. Haaland can't score a goal until he plays us. You've seen the pattern? Yep. And I agree with you entirely. Craig, you're a top man and been able to speak so well for so long as a skill. Don't listen to haters. You're great at what you do. At Owen Slot out. That's so lovely of you. And I appreciate it. I don't plan on going anywhere from a channel perspective. The only thing that makes me have a doubt is I don't know if I can go through another season with Slot. But my plan is that I've got 5 years left in this industry, in this job. But how much involvement I'm going to have next season if Slot's in charge, I don't know, because it's been an incredibly difficult season mentally. But that means so much. Thank you. I don't think I'm too bad at this either, but I appreciate your support. Toughest season in years. Only good thing is having you to support each other, Craig. You're the best. Thank you, Dan. That's really kind of you. Why is Jones bad even though he's technically good? So it just strikes me with Jones that he never really lost that I'm the best guy on the park attitude that he had, and it probably was coming through at underage. It feels like he's carried that I need to be the gun to make it happen into the senior team, and sometimes he just takes a little bit too long in possession. Because like you've said, he does have a great skill set, but I don't know, he's not ever really, he never really convinced us, has he, at the top level long enough. He's great to have in and around the squad, but you'd never say he's a guaranteed first team starter. Paro said Slot and Verge don't counter each other, too laid back. Right, so City in possession. I'll sync up for everybody here at 48 minutes. Apologies, I'm just going through the super chats that I didn't get around to. Kusanov to Bernardo. We are now coming up to 48 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Mr. A. Santino said, tired of saying the same thing since December. This version of Liverpool needs to end. Not enjoyable to wake up on a Saturday to see this. I agree. Roger, how are you, my friend? Said 6:45 a.m. kickoff. Can't believe I woke up for this. And Roger, let me just say thank you, mate, for your 22 months as a member. Really appreciate your support, sir. Eddie said, as long as the man is in charge, nothing will change. That, sir, we're in agreement on. I'm with you there, Eddie. Roshi said, watching Kirkes, Ekatika and Wirtz playing together, I see so much potential, but under Slot it will stagnate and wither. It's absurd he's still here. Again, I agree. There's definitely a connection between those guys up front. But, ball's in the net for City. Flag stays down, so it's looking like it's 3-0, but we'll have to have a look at the replay. Need to stay optimistic when this is the standard, said Rafe. Or hard to stay optimistic, my apologies. Hard to stay optimistic when this is the standard. Let's have a look at this. So the throw in from Gomez is straight to Mark A. O'Reilly then, he's onside. He's onside, it's 3-0. He's onside, 3-0. And it all comes from us turning over possession from a throw-in. Gomez just throws it straight to Mark A, and then a couple of passes through the lines. Semenyo clips it over oncoming Georgie Mamadashvili, and it's 3-0. And we talked about coming out and starting the second half quickly and not giving them the next goal. There you go. 5 minutes in and we're 3-0 down. Mate, we're going to lose our next 4 or 5 games, and the game we don't lose, we'll draw. I'm off to bed. It's basically midnight. There's a fucking... I don't have anything left to say, folks, that you haven't heard me say this season. It's an embarrassing capitulation yet again. So, let's just push aside the manager for just a second. If for no other reason we should make changes, it's this. It's this mentality that's just not there. Salah now forces Trafford into a save, and they clear the lines. How do we... The club cannot bounce back mentally from this season under this man. It's just... It's asking too much. And again, the buy-in from the players, it isn't there for the manager. And if you can't see that from the heads dropping on the performances after we go down, I can't help you. So please, I'm begging any Liverpool fan out there in social media land, please have your say. Please do it politely. Don't be toxic. Don't be abusive. But please make your feelings clear. Because we have to stand up and speak up. Because they're going to try and shove him down our throat for another season. They're all trying to work behind the scenes to convince us that what we're seeing with our own eyes isn't happening. Have your say. Speak up. Be respectful, but be clear. When Leone is back, Canade needs to be on the bench, said Galileo. Well, the Leone end of April maybe to start training, so I don't expect to see him this season. And with Canade, I don't know what his future holds. So City have it back now with Rodri. They're on the attack. Cherky. He scoops one over, and Jones heads it back to Georgie. It's like the players have lost all their fight, said Medusa Cascade. I know, and it's feckin' heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because, like I've said, these guys, you would never question their mentality for the last 7 or 8 years. You wouldn't. You couldn't. How could you? They've shown time and time again, but it's not there anymore. Cyrus said, the fan base tunes in and has their day ruined. Don't get me started on the travelling fans and how unfair this is on them. Agreed. Agreed. You know, home and away, incredible support, incredible fans. You've got Semenyo now trying from inside his own half to lob the keeper. That's how confident they are. Yeah, mate, it's heartbreaking because you go into these 2-week breaks and you see all the positive stuff and thinking, right, Man City, this could be one to turn the confidence back on. PSG coming up, and you keep wishing, hoping, praying for a reaction, and you nearly talk yourself into expecting one. And then you have some ounce of positivity in you going into a new game, and very quickly that's squashed and evaporated again, and you're reminded of exactly how we ended up here. I don't know how to pronounce this one. Linganguli Guli Guli said PSG are going to absolutely run through us. But it's okay, though. You can take faith, mate, in the knowledge known that FSG and Paul Gorst and David Ornstein and David Lynch and all the other lads, you know, they have faith. You know, they understand this season, poor old Arna, he's been dealt a tough card. God bless him. Doesn't matter that he couldn't inspire an erection at a brothel. Doesn't seem to matter because, you know, Dave decided he's the guy and that's that. Football has become as taxing as daily life now, said Rafe. Don't worry, Keisha will get garbage time later, said Trucking Songs. I just hope this doesn't get messier. You know, we can't be coming off the back of 4 or 5-0 hiding here. There's got to be some pride. Doku, back into Rodri. If we play like this against PSG, we'll lose 7 or 8, said Henry. Craig, there's nothing more to say. How this man is still employed is beyond me, but why not move Salah different? Possibly play Keita and do something different. Look, again, I'm going to ask you to remember. Remember who told you were wrong. Remember who told you that he was the man. Remember who told you that your opinion doesn't matter. Remember all of this for when these fuckers come out in the summer again, writing their little bullshit puff pieces that are just gaslighting you. Remember who said it. Hold them to account because they don't have your best interests at heart. They only care about looking after themselves and their own futures. Fucking disgraceful that they're still trying to convince us that this man's the right man. It's shocking. They can surely see what we see, but they choose not to say it. And hopefully this day doesn't get much worse. And it's fucking 4-0. It's 4-0 now. Fuck me! Haaland with a hat-trick. 4... Again, ball into Doku down the left side. He slips it into Nico Riley, who makes a good run behind. Dinks it in, and Haaland plays it in off the underside of the bar to make it 4-0. This is a fucking disgrace. This is an absolute disgrace. I've just come in from work. I'm not surprised. We're going to struggle to buy new players. Who would want to come to this club at the moment? Let me just again read this out to you from Paul Gorst today. Again, remember his name, Paul Gorst, Liverpool Echo, today. Liverpool's owners broadly remain supportive of Arne Slot, who are the most sympathetic to his cause, and they're still found inside the club itself. There's a recognition that he's had a lot of issues thrown in his path. Being a shit cunt is one of them. The dizzying level of turnover and injuries to key players are seen as factors beyond Slot's control. Beyond his control that the lads are playing shite, lads. It's not on him. But a continuation of the sort of form displayed prior to the international break will surely set those deep reserves of sympathy start to evaporate. The overriding aim of getting Champions League still feels like it could be the one that ultimately decides the fate of a coach who heads into the final year of his contract. How about not being very good at his fucking job? How about getting embarrassed again by City? Any of these things enough to maybe make you lads grow a fucking spine and stop pushing a false narrative and stop trying to convince the world that what we're seeing with our own eyes doesn't exist? You enabling little fucks. It's embarrassing. Even announcers are asking Slot to make a change. There's nothing left to say, mate. This is us. Again, remember who's telling you this. Remember it, because they need to be held to account. These are the journalists covering your football club, and they're not doing you a service, they're doing the club a service, and that's it. Remember that. It's important, because these people are looking into your eyes and telling you that you're wrong. Telling you that what you're seeing, that the shit performances deserve another season. Remember it. Underline it. Bookmark it. Man, I wish we would have gotten Semenyo, said Arthur. Look, I never really had a belief that we were going to get Semenyo, but it's the gay one for me, mate. That was the criminal one this season. It really, really is. Another weekend where I'm going to feel dreadful, said Martin Little. I know, mate. And these gaslighting fucks, I hate them. I actually despise them. I hate them. Because they're not journalists. And they hate me calling them out, and they think I'm some fucking bully. But I don't care. Because they're just looking and lying to us. They're gaslighting us every single fucking day. As if this isn't bad enough to have to watch and deal with and suffer. They then come in and tell us that we're wrong? That there's sympathy from inside the club? Fuck right off. Went from mentality monsters to the mental equivalent of toilet paper, one ply as well, let me say. He's a spoofer, get him out. He's ruining our club. Much love, everyone. Slot needs to go. The players are clearly suffering from mismanagement, and if Slot doesn't go, then maybe the board should. Josh said, looking forward to the derby. If you keep playing like this, despite that, keep up the good work, Craig. Love the streams. Thank you, Josh. I'm not looking forward to the derby at the Hill Dickinson, mate. Not at this rate. I really haven't. Yeah, I fear for it. Let's just call PSG and forfeit. I can only imagine what kind of numbers they would put up. Sack this waster. Who's really surprised? It's embarrassing. Nothing more to say. City should win 6-0, so the club has to act. So I've got to say, I'm one of the ones who is surprised. You know, I didn't expect us to win this game. I didn't. I predicted us to lose it 2-1. But I honestly, hand on heart, didn't expect it to be a whooping. I thought surely they'd have enough about them in the week Mo made his announcement, and I just thought they'd have something in the tank. Put up a bit more of a fight than this. So yeah, I have to say I am truly surprised at the nature of the defeat, but that's on me. And not one of these players are bad players. Look how different they play for their countries. This is all down to the rubbish tactics from Slot. All I can keep asking you, mate, and everybody else, is to remember who's saying what. Remember it. Because they're going to try to convince you again, and they're going to make the argument that cannot be made. Remember it. Remember who's backed them. Remember who told you were wrong, and make sure that they remember it in the summer. It's the only way this is going to change. Penalty to Liverpool. Penalty to Liverpool. Ekitike brought down by Matheus Nunes. And he can't have any arguments about that. It was a stonewall penalty. What the absolute F am I watching, and how is he still head coach when he should have been sacked after the Forest game? I don't even know. I can watch. I don't blame you, mate. It's a tough one. Charles Walsh said, this team have lost their fight and desire, will not be PSG or qualify for the Champions League. This game shows how inferior we've become since Klopp left. Slot has destroyed everything we built. Those with short memories, as Arne Slot has breathed new life into a faltering season, James Pearce. So Mohamed Salah here to take the penalty against James Trafford. And it's saved. It's saved. Another penalty miss from Mo. That's 2 in a row. And unfortunately, on a day that absolutely nothing has fallen in our favour, another penalty miss for the great man. And yeah, even the consolation goal isn't coming our way. Love Mo to bits, but we really, really need to start looking to the future and penalty takers at this point. He's missed too many now, and that's 2 in a row. So we need to have that conversation going forward. We've got to start looking to a Szoboszlai or a McAllister or somebody else to be taking him. Sure, Mo won't be here next year anyway, so if we get one against PSG, I mean, it would just be madness at this point to put somebody really lacking in confidence in again to take one. Gerard chants on, message clear, boycott World Cup 2, said Speaks, and thank you, mate. I literally said this is going to be 5-0, said Ellis Dolan. Honestly, Ellis, mate, I didn't expect it to be this bad. I didn't. Look, I need you a favour, folks. If you can, please do hit that subscribe button for us. If you haven't dropped a like on the stream, please do as well. It's another nightmare scenario, unfortunately, and even Mohamed Salah from the penalty spot can't find a way past Trafford. So it's 4-0 to Manchester City, and we've missed a penalty. What did Slot tell his players before the second half? Your guess is as good as mine, mate, but like I said, he couldn't inspire an erection in a brothel, and I don't know. I don't have any more words for it. Shot from Bernardo Silva, that's saved by Georgie. Crowd singing for Steven Gerrard. In my opinion, sack him tonight. But, you know, there'll be... Where's the Dominic Kings of this world telling us all about the great support Arne still has from the fans at the club? Again, you're talking about shit that doesn't exist. Stop gaslighting Liverpool fans. Stop lying to Liverpool fans. And start doing your jobs. Start covering the club with any type of objectivity, please. Or don't call yourself journalists. Because you're nothing more than yes men for the club. It's fucking embarrassing. Not as embarrassing as this performance, mind you, but... Tiva, thank you. Appreciate you. Liverpool fans leaving now, said Derek. I mean, can you blame them, mate? Again, they shelled out their hard-earned money. They go to work, like everybody else, doing their best for their families. Want a little bit of release enjoyment. Go watch the Reds. Can't even have that enjoyment, can they? I feel for them. I feel for the travelling fans. I really do. They're always brilliant. Home and away. It's... yeah, it's shocking. Triple change coming up here. McAllister coming on, Wirtz coming off, Ekitike coming off, Rio coming on, Gakpo coming on. Obviously, looking ahead to Wednesday now. Welcome to your banter era. Glory, glory, Man United, mind the gap. Mate, respectfully, of all the clubs to come and have a banter of us, I don't think you're in a position. You know, ultimately at the end of this season, we'll probably both end up in the Champions League. You'll be a couple of places above us, fair enough, but it hasn't been a stellar season for you either. So, you know, we'll respect a bit of banter, but not from you, lads. You've not done anything in a while to get up there. You know, finishing third, finishing fifth, doesn't make any difference realistically. Neither of us have got a trophy to show for it. Sack Slot, sack the whole feckin' team, to Jonathan Kirkley. Rio, to Jones, to Frimpong, who, by the way, did come on earlier on. Sorry for not mentioning that one. Oh, Beats Guy thinks he's tough. Mind the gap, Scouts rat. Yes, mate. Now, come say that to any of us in person. Please do. I promise you. It'll be an interesting conversation. Just come up and say it to anybody. Mister, I don't even use my real name because I'm a pussy. If you believe all this shit, use your real name. Show the world who you are. Stand over your opinions, but you're just another fucking arsehole on the internet. Cross in, headed away by Haaland. Right channel. City again on the counter. Savinho goes past Kirkes twice. Ball back inside. Frimpong hooks it away. What happened to my club? What a downgrade, said Ahmed. Yeah, I know, Ahmed. It's a tough season, dude. Yeah. There's nothing worse than when you see things are going bad. You're in pain anyway. And then you're being gaslit by people trying to tell you that there are circumstances explaining why Slot can't get a tune out of these players. I'm sorry, there isn't. Yeah, he needs to go ASAP, or are we doomed? Or we are doomed, said Ian Cahill. Thank you, Eno. Just turned off my TV at 3-0. Came here to feel the pain with you, Craig, said Sam. I have to say, Sam, I'm surprised this went as far this way as quickly as it did. And that's on me. But I had some hope in that first 20-25 minutes because it was in a fairly even game. But unfortunately, Sam, as has always been the case this season, the capitulation comes quite quickly afterwards. Yeah. Manchester City fans now singing you're getting sacked in the morning. Lewis Steele reporting that. But, you know, the journos have his back, so it's okay, you know. Keep telling us that this will get better. Slot has to leave immediately before we play against PSG, said Tiva. Thank you. Imagine you at one of those news conferences. Yes, imagine me, Stargirl. But you see, here's the thing. I won't get the chance to ask them any questions because they know that I'll actually have a backbone and ask some tough questions. So just keep trotting out the old reliables who between them haven't got a pair of balls. Just keep asking the softball questions and, again, lie to everybody. Frozen said all the LFC haters, do your job and like and subscribe. Yes, please do. Thank you, Frozen. They're toying with us now. Every single one of these players played great in the international break and now they're playing trash. Just Arna. Mason Bond said most embarrassing performance I've seen. It's just come too quickly, mate, from, again, 30-35 minutes. Not the worst in the world, but the capitulation came very quickly. Paro said zero interest in watching my team now. How upsetting. Joe, how are you, sir? Appreciate you, bro. Hope you're keeping well. Joe said if this isn't the end of Slot, I'm out. Liverpool also making it tight for their Papa, said Will. Brob said, why are Liverpool's chanting for... was that Liverpool fans chanting for Steven Gerrard? Hope FSG can hear that ringing out. Yes, it was, but, you know, they'll find somebody with an Arne Slot badge or something and go, see, they're all loving Arne. Keeping Slot is dangerous to Liverpool. Fans walking out as a signal the board shouldn't ignore at their peril. All I'm going to say is, Remember who gaslit you all season. Remember who covered for the club. Remember who tried to sell you the vision that Arna was good enough. Remember this, because I promise you, I'm going to be fucking relentless in the summer, reminding these cowards what they tried to do. They tried to just allow us to become a nothing club by backing a failing manager and trying to compare him to Klopp and trying to talk about him being unlucky. He's just not fucking good enough. Don't try to say anything else. Grow a pair, do your job, and show the world that he isn't good enough. He isn't. Unfortunately, the hat-trick seemed inevitable now, said 960 Digit. Victor said, we are broken. I think Salah missed the penalty to help us get Arna fired. Ram the Gerrard penalty miss. Or remember the Gerrard penalty miss, excuse me. Craig, get rid of Arna, and Paul Gorse getting destroyed on X. And rightly so. I've no sympathy for him. These fucking clowns do this over and over again. Compare us to Chelsea and United fans, belittle us, and carry on in their arrogant ways and then want respect. You earn respect. And you are doing nothing to earn the respect of Liverpool fans, except gaslighting them. It's pathetic. And again, remember, these are the people who get access because they're pussies, cowards, who won't ask tough questions, who just go along, keep the status quo, be good little yes men, and get a pat on the head from Uncle John. Well, he's fucking teabagging you now, boys. How does that feel? Do John's balls feel good on your forehead? Can you taste that Boston sweat on those nuts? Because that's all you're doing, standing there like good little cooks while Uncle John laughs at you, doing his bidding. Pathetic. Don't like it? Tough shit. Do your fucking job. Nessie, where's the captain? Where's the leadership? SpongeBob, oh my God. Salah has ruined Liverpool, said Mason. Embarrassing. I used to watch with emotion. Now I'm just catatonic, said Rich Baldy. Someone is dragging the team down, and it's not Salah. It's the manager, mate. It's the manager. There's just no confidence in any of them. This is the Roy Hodgson era, but way worse, said Ian Cahill. Yeah, for me, Ian, anyway, and I only speak for me, mate. At least in the Roy Hodgson era, the expectations were low. We knew what we were, and we knew what we were not. This one hurts more for me because of the quality that we know we have in this squad. Oh, look, time to pull the empty the bench method. Yep. Shot there from distance, forced Trafford into a save. Well, I guess, look, he has to kind of rotate now for Wednesday, doesn't he? Because this is another embarrassing defeat this season. Yet another one. James Pearce now saying, a lot of empty seats in the away end. We still have more than 15 minutes plus stoppage time. Can't really blame them for getting off. They've been badly let down here. Also, James, just to remind you, mate, those with short memories and little patience who were calling for change have been muted as Arne Slot breathes new life into a managerial reign which had veered so alarmingly off. Pick a fucking lane, James. Pick a fucking lane. Either carry on being a yes man supporting a manager or grow a fucking pair. Haaland coming off. These are all, again, empty words from Pearce. You're part of the problem, James. You're part of the problem. If Slot had anything about him, he should walk, said Will. Of course, mate. But he won't. Robert said, if this happens on Wednesday and your board don't sack him and the potential of no Champions League next season, they'll have another 400 million to spend and no banter. We'll never see that spend again, mate. I'm not saying we won't make additions this summer, but I'm not expecting another £450 million outlay. Even allowing for sales, obviously. I'm so angry. I'm so angry, and I'm so sorry to keep banging on about it. But these journalists need to be named, shamed, and called out because they have truly gaslit the entire Liverpool fan base all season with the coverage that they've given out. And I'm so disgusted by it. Carlos, thank you, mate. Appreciate you, sir. It's like the first half chat made us perform worse, said Ben Imk. I don't know what he said at half time, mate. I really don't, mate. I honestly can't think of what he said at half time that could have made us worse again. I actually think Arna would have been better off getting 1 billion instead of 500 million last summer. Unfair to blame him. I can sense the sarcasm in there. Savinho now on the run. City still looking for another one. 12 minutes to go. Slot would give me a set of crutches for a headache, said Paro. Just came home for this. Can't go on like that. What do you reckon will happen realistically? Mate, you need another week in Lanzarote for stress relief at this point. All I want is for people to just acknowledge what we've all been saying and just admit that he's not good enough. And yes, there have been factors that have worked against them, but he's shown no willingness, no ability to straighten the ship. None. You know, he's no adjustments. Yes, Isak's been out, but let's be honest, the guts of the team is still there all season. And he just hasn't been able to get a tune out of these players. But the biggest concern, and many of you have pointed it out, is how quickly the capitulation comes. The first, then the second goal, then half-time you think, right, get into the lads, get the first goal in the second half, 5 minutes less into the second half, you're 3-0 down. It's so worrying how badly we're getting beaten. Ellie apparently isn't good enough for us, said, okay job. I get you, mate. VI Joker said, I hope the players and the manager have a look at themselves in the mirror and stop taking travelling fans' money for this criminal offence of a performance. Yep. It's all right, though, because Arna had a little break, you know, topped up the tan. He needed it. I don't know what he did over the international break, but apparently he wasn't preparing the team for this because, my God. Players not playing for Slot, they want him gone. Of course they want him gone. That's been clear for ages, my man. Like I've said this before, and I think it's the best way I can summarise it. If by any miracle we won anything this season, it's in spite of the manager, not because of him. And I've tried to put it that way to be as polite as I can about it. Can't wait to get you lot at Old Trafford, said Danny. Well, I'll tell you what, Danny, I was unfortunate enough, mate, to be at the game at Anfield. It was my bucket list match. Managed to get some hospitality tickets for it. And 63 seconds after the game kicks off, I'm looking at Mbomo making it 1-0 to United, and you know the rest, sure. Do FSG see something we don't? Fire them. All they see is the possibility of Champions League money, and it's been made pretty clear to us as fans that that's the defining hope of this season, is that they can get that Champions League tit to keep milking. And Gorse told you that's what might keep him in a job. Scraping the Champions League is apparently good enough. Jason, how are you, dude? Such a painful season to watch. It is indeed, sir. And congrats, Jason. I love the little tick. Congrats on the verification, my man. I don't know if that's a new thing or not, but congrats either way, dude. Brother said Liverpool isn't giving the players the freedom to play. Someone is shackling them and expecting them to play a new way, or else get blamed like a scapegoat. Yep, he has a touch of the Brendan Rodgers about him, all right, for the scapegoating, and there'll be more comparisons to Klopp after this as well. Jurgen had bad seasons. Did he? I don't remember us getting whooped as many times, and I mean whooped. A deep, hopeless feeling in fans and players, said Joey. Yep, unfortunately so, Joey. Would a new coach make a difference, or would we need to bring in new players to make a difference? I think a bit of both, Carlos. You know, a new coach would certainly be new words, new thought processes, new inspirations. Yeah, that's all I can say. You know, it's a bit of both. I'm not giving the players a pass. I promise you, I'm not. But you know, if you're not holding them to account for the poor performances either, what hope have you got? Bradley said, "Slot asleep at the wheel." Eddie said, "This club's going down the toilet." There's 7 minutes to go plus stoppage time, of which there probably won't be too much. Rich said, "Salah today missed a pen and 3 scoring chances still on the field. Story of Liverpool season. Definition of a clueless coach with no balls." I'll tell you what, you say no balls, but he's some fucking brass neck. I'll give him that. Because honestly, at this point, I'd be halfway through resigning if I was Arnott at this point, out of just goodwill for the club, because this is pathetic again. Christian said, "I'm in tears, no anger left, no words, desperation or depression." Excuse me, Christian. We're not going to win another game with him here, said Nightmare to the AM. Look, we've got PSG, Fulham, PSG again. It's like I said, it's going to be a season-defining 2 weeks. And we're now out of the FA Cup. So now we're going to have to pretend we're going to win the Champions League. That's going to be the new one. And look, let's say we go to Paris Saint-Germain and put in a good performance. Let's say we get a result. You still have to ask, how are we able to do it then and not here? Because the players are also, well, culpable here. You know, you can't lift your spirits for one game and then show up half-hearted for another one and feel sorry for yourselves. Slot's terrible, but also no leadership out there. Again, I can't push back on that. There isn't enough. Not enough from Virgil. Not enough from any of them. There's, again, just a lot of gesticulation and empty words in post-match press conferences. Amteki said, "Can't score or defend, slack after embarrassing game." Craig, keep taking all the manquack money. Fuck 'em. I don't know what that. I hope that's in relation to the journos, but I don't know what you mean by that one. Savour the flavour. Leona said, "I'm so dejected. Just tell me Xabi is signed already. I can't take this anymore." I feel that pain. I feel that pain, Leona, my friend. I really do. How do you become a moderator, and who gives you the right to be a moderator? So the way to become a moderator, my friend, is chat with Keane, who's our chief moderator, and Keane then puts it to the rest of the moderation team, and they decide and welcome in new moderators. I wouldn't say there's any absolute scientific qualifications for it. It's more a case of, you know, just be here, be regular, contribute to the chat. That's kind of it, really. Roshi said 7:45 a.m. kickoff time here, switched off doing laundry. It's probably more movement in the washing machine anyway than we're seeing out here. Raekwon said Joyce and Pearce wrote 2 nonsense pieces. I mean, yeah, but throw Gorst into that mix as well. Just look, there's not a backbone amongst them. Let's be honest about it. There isn't. They feign insult when people call them out, but they know. Deep down they know. And I know when they go to bed at night and put their head in their pillows, they don't feel proud. They don't. They can't. They didn't go to college to study journalism for that, to be a lackey, a lapdog. not Slot's fault the club got Wirtz over Gay and Semenyo. So, one, we tried to sign Gay, so your point doesn't make any sense whatsoever, because the money was there to try to sign him. And Semenyo was never, to my understanding, on the list of targets that we were going to make a move for. So, nonsensical post, mate. The Legends game was the best this season, said Matthew. I can't watch them anymore, Craig. Embarrassing, said Mush Chavi. Man City have absolutely trounced us this year, said Tiger Don. Unfortunately, that is true, sir. Our standards dropped so low. Why keep Slot? Because he's a useful idiot. That's it. Nothing else to say. %100% sure that there's a severance clause in Slot's contract, but at some point, club has to think about millions lost from losing out the Champions League spot. It would, estimates reckon about 7-8 million to sack him and his team. But like you've said, money shouldn't even come into factoring the decision. Every football team has up and down seasons, but there hasn't been ups for us. It's just been, how bad can we be this year? And that's been the real problem. Honestly, I swear to God, if I felt like there was any truth to him being totally just unlucky, I'd understand it. It's part of the factor, but they've just they've given too much leeway to the fact that we've had a few injuries. And obviously the Diogo situation is one that nobody expected. But it's been 7-8 months and he hasn't figured it out yet. And we're going from worse to worse to worse to worse. Records getting shattered in the wrong direction on a regular. There's just nothing in this for fans to get their teeth stuck into to really buy into the vision, is there? Rio and Gamoa now. He's dispossessed. Arna reminds me of Bassa England manager's job. Yeah, England will be playing 4-4-2. Shambles again. Tactics all wrong and players look miserable. Need Slot out, please, before the club sends me insane, said Ashley. Honestly, I feel your pain, Ashley, and I'm sorry you're feeling that way, because you're not on your own. I promise you that, my friend. Charles Walsh said, we have to act to make the change now. This can't continue any longer. I can't watch this anymore. I'll have anyone other than this imposter in charge. I'm the same. Like I said, get Gerrard in for the very short term. At least let him inspire those players and get something out of them, because this is truly, truly unacceptable. It's all over. Manchester City win by 4-0. Another trouncing. Slot needs to have some balls and admit he can't take the team any further, said VI Jokers. He won't though, mate, Well, he's not gonna. Anyone with an ounce of integrity or common sense or cop on would, but... Angie said, can't take this anymore. Slot must just F off and get over a club. I'm totally crushed, Craig. Can't blame this on Slot. Yeah, of course we can't. Because he's not the manager. He doesn't pick the team, set out the tactics. Can't do anything. It's definitely not on him. Look, nobody's trying to say the players aren't culpable as well. All of us with short memory should remember the real people behind the downfall, calling the other side of the fans toxic, who were correct. I know, Nessie. I've been pushing back against this for 8 years. Speak out, you're toxic. You're right, but you're toxic because you're not a good little lapdog. Let's be honest, we're going to get slapped by PSG, said EJP. We spent 500 million in the summer. All the talk was of a new era of dominance, and this is the state the club is in. We're a laughing stock. You're not wrong, Keane. The talk was an era of dominance to compete across every competition. He threw away the League Cup again, and people were accepting of that, which they shouldn't have been. Just been too many acceptances of failures this year without repercussion. Please sack today and get Gerrard on the plane, said Paul. Mo missed 9 penalties in the last 4.5 years. Why still him? Look, I do think it's a fair comment to ask, should we be looking at a new penalty taker? Love the man, but 2 in a row is, it's getting to that point now where we can't afford. We can't afford to be missing them. Sorry, I was referring to the Man U fans trolling. Oh, apologies. No worries, buddy. Thank you. And thank you for 5 months as a member as well. Mark Harding said, twice this season, Slots being away on international breaks, come back and we've put in shambolic displays. Is it really that good that he can't get a tune out of him with 2 days coaching? His heart's not in it. Get rid. Yep. Every time, mate. We think, right, here's a chance to reset. We'll come back. October international break, we lost to United. Don't remember the November one. And this international break, of course, trounced by City. Looking at a picture now of a dad and his son at the game. Dad's trying to, be upbeat with his son, but you can see his son's a bit disappointed there, obviously. Another top performance after the international break, said Javid. Javid. I'm fuming about the defeat, but somehow I'm angrier putting Rio on during this shit show. You do wonder what that does for the young lad's confidence. You're throwing him in at the deep, not even the deep end. You're throwing him in to fail. So I don't disagree. Miguel, thank you, Miguel. Appreciate you. Right, I just want to finish these through and then we'll get to the match reaction. Slot put his excuses for losing a week in advance. Our players are beaten before a ball is kicked. It's been a whole year of shite. Aren't a ball dreadful, said the Emir. Stargirl said, anybody think we're still getting fifth? I do, but I still don't think that should be enough to keep him. I'm a Chelsea fan. He has to go, said Ant. Thank you, Ant, and you're not wrong, mate. Followed this team for 20 years, but if Alonso joins, I'm out. Good. See ya. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Take away the 5 games we won early on the season, we would be in a relegation fight, said Stevie Boy. I know, mate. There's not much more I can add to that. We're so excited. Slot has found out Dutch fraud, said Splodge. Right, ladies and gents, I'm going to go get ready for the match reaction. We'll see you in 60 seconds. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. It's time for you to have your say. Speak up, speak out, be loud, be non-toxic, but be loud. Have your say.